Stadium here in Boyertown for a PIAA quarterfinal between the District 11 representatives in Liberty High School and the District 12 representatives out of the Philadelphia Catholic League, the reigning state champions at the 6A level, the LaSalle College High School Explorers. So happy to be bringing the broadcast to you all here tonight. My name's Bob Long, and alongside me we have a star-studded cast. We have Kevin Long, who was a starting pitcher for LaSalle back in 2012 and was a state champion winning player and pitched up in Medler Field. We're going to lean on him for his insights as to what these big games feel like out there on the hill. And along with us as well, doing camera and the analyst role, you guys know him from all over the state, but he does a lot with District 11. Bruce Badgley is with us here today. Gentlemen, great to have both of you alongside. Start with you, Kevin, your thoughts on this big-time matchup.
Hey, Bob, first of all, thank you for having me. Really honored to be here. Now, 10 years later, after playing for the LaSalle Explorers, just really excited to bring this game to you guys. And, I think this is going to be a fantastic matchup. I think we have two teams that are very evenly matched here. I think we have some really good pitching staffs, and I think this is going to tend to be a low-scoring, quick game here. With two very, again, evenly matched teams. So excited to see some good baseball here from Boyertown tonight.
Bruce Badgley, you've been around the state and back all year long. What can you tell us about these two programs on a global basis, right? I mean, we'll talk about the individual players in just a moment, but each of these schools, very, very strong athletics programs.
And very, very strong history in baseball, both of these teams. Obviously, you touched on LaSalle's success last year, but Liberty had their season a bit shortened last year off of a very good team. So I would expect that they've got a lot riding on this game, mentally in trying to get past this level and play for a state championship.
Well, you mentioned it, Bruce, but Liberty, they graduated 12 seniors from a team that won 19 games and lost just one in the regular season. They scored 220 runs to just 30 given up last year, but they won neither the league nor the district and did not get to make that run through the state tournament that they anticipated. So now a lot of those guys off playing college baseball, and it's a new crop of guys from an undefeated JV roster last year that now says, hey, we can play at the varsity level, and they're going to be led by one of the two guys that are returning from last year, Hayden O'Neil. O'Neil, a senior, going to Widener next year, but tonight he toes the hill. 4-1 on the year with a 1.05 ERA in 5 starts and a 241 opposing batting average against. Now we'll meet the starters for the Liberty Hurricanes. Braylon Gonzalez in center field leads off. J.C. Spinosa, he's the shortstop. He'll bat second. Reese D'Amico, the catcher, one of the other two guys that were on the roster last year and played big innings. Hayden O'Neill, you saw him number 2 without the batting helmet. He will bat fourth. Aiden Zabala bats fifth. He's going to play right field, batting .367 on the year with a grand slam to his credit to go along with another dinger on the year. Noah Gouch Quirk, he will designated hit, batting nearly .400, and he hasn't given up a run all year on the mound. We'll touch more on that. Jacob Shire batting 7th. He'll play third base. Jacob Rivera, a big-time player at first base, also may be a relief pitcher if needed in relief of O'Neill. And then Tommy Mason, he will play left field. And for the LaSalle Explorers now, the starting lineup. Tahir Parker, a junior center fielder, will bat first. Aiden Brett Schneider having a heck of a year, heading to Monmouth next season, batting .427. He bats second. Matt Gannon, a sophomore, he bats third and plays second base. Kevin Kell, the senior, he got the win in the last game. To get to this point, he will play first base and bat fourth. Brian Beccaro, a DH, bats fifth. Jefferson Hadson Taylor going to Maine next year. He'll play short and bat sixth. Jacob Overton, a senior, third baseman. He'll bat seventh. Tommy Convey, a senior left fielder. Boy, has he come on as the year goes along. We'll touch on that. And then Dom Martin, who won the long-awaited catching battle. He'll bat ninth. Nick Astolfi last year was one of the key linchpins for that LaSalle team. There were 4 catchers behind him, and only as that second half has gone on, it's been Dom Martin stepping into that role. Now we'll pause for the national anthem here from Bears Stadium, and first pitch is next. LaSalle will be the home team. They're both dressed in white with navy blue caps, so we'll do our best. But, boy, what a game we have here. Bruce, you mentioned it a little bit, but these two programs with a ton of history. LaSalle looking for their 4th state title in program history. Liberty, they have 7 district titles since the year 2000. 3 in the last 5 years, though, guys. And chasing that elusive state championship at the 6A level that not only the Hurricanes have had a lot of good chances at, but have come up just short. All of District 11 looking for their first state title at the 6A level. They think this team is good enough to do it.
Yeah, but, I mean, they certainly have the arm strength to do it, right? The pitching can certainly take them that far, and sometimes it's just a lucky bounce here or there. There's just so many things that happen in this tournament when it's a one-and-done format like this. Everything really needs to go your way, and so far that's been in the favor of LaSalle in past years and not so much for Liberty. But, they thought last year was their year, but they certainly have a chance here as well.
So we did not get to meet the starting pitcher for LaSalle. He's being designated hit for. But his name is Logan Potter. He is a sophomore left-hander, and he is a guy who's come into his own as the season has gone along. 8 appearances, he's 2-0 on the year, but this, just his 4th start. 20 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, keeping opposing hitters off balance big time. 171 opposing batting average against, and a 2.8 ERA. Kyle Werman, he's going to rely on the sophomore Potter to get his team deeper into the game here, Kevin. They have a really, really good relief pitcher that they trust implicitly, Cole Kahanowitz. The expectation is that we see him at some point, and if it's Potter to get him through 4, maybe even 5, that'll make Kyle Werman and this coaching staff a happy bunch.
Yeah, certainly a difficult position to put a young guy making his 4th start in his career here, but sometimes this can work to your advantage. Coaches like to, I don't want to say play mind games, but it's a little bit of a mind game here, right? This guy's pitching well. The head coach has given you faith and saying, hey, I trust you to go out there and win this game in the quarterfinals. That gives him a little bit of confidence, and the rest of the team is feeling pretty good after that. I like the strategy here from Kyle Werman.
Yeah, I like the strategy too. Yet you have to kind of let him go at some point. He obviously sees a lot of talent in this kid, so this can pay dividends down the road with the type of experience he's going to get starting a state playoff game.
Braylon Gonzalez, who ended the last game for Liberty, a 1-0 defeat of Manheim Township with a lunging catch into deep left center field. Now he's going to start it with the bat, lefty on lefty, as Potter misses low, a ball and no strikes.
And right now, Potter's just got to get his emotions about him being a younger guy. He's definitely feeling a little bit of jitters out there. Needs to get a couple of weak contacts, a couple of quick outs, get him back into that rhythm, and he'll be off and running.
Well, he maybe had that rhythm with that thigh-high fastball called for strike 1, but now a little bit of a delay and a dugout issue that Kyle Werman will adjudicate.
You know, I always like to see how quickly teams get into the flow of a game. Doesn't matter what sport. This is a state playoff game, but, you know, sometimes it takes a little while for a team to get the blood flowing.
Potter, and that one is hit into center field. Tracking it down is to here. Parker squeezes it with one hand.
Really good to see Potter come back with two straight strikes after starting the first hitter off with the ball. That should help to settle him in a little bit into this game.
Yeah, looks good certainly so far in limited pitches. Potter, a guy that they trust. Kyle Werman said to us before the game, hey, listen, he's a guy who's played some good baseball in the summer, pitched a lot, only gave up 1 run in the entirety of his summer campaign. So the youngster being thrust into a big moment, something he's ready for. This is J.C. Spinosa batting .376 on the year and high and away on the fastball, 2 balls.
Yeah, just not quite finishing on those last couple, both leaving them outside to a righty here. Just needs to come across his body a little bit more.
And that one he spots on the outside corner. Spinosa waves at it.
Looks like he took a little bit off that pitch.
Yeah, it looked like a little 2-0 changeup.
He'll come at you with 3 pitches. Fastball, curveball, changeup. That one just off the plate. Dusts that white chalk. 3 balls and a strike.
Great to have an ex-pitcher in the booth for these games, I can tell you. Good job, Kevin.
I'm trying to provide all I can.
3-1, it's away. And it's a 1-out walk, putting Spinosa on base.
Yeah, the one thing you notice when you look really both up and down both of these lineups, you don't see it. You see a solid lineup all the way up and down. Nobody that's too high or too low. So you really never know when a bunt may be coming. You think here, 1 runner on, 1 out, 3-hitter, not an ideal time to bunt, but you never know with a team that's as balanced as Liberty.
Yeah, interesting to see whether these coaches are going to try and manufacture runs early to get a quick lead.
Well, Spinosa 11 takeaways on the year, and that one will not elicit a throw.
Not much you can do there. Great jump by Liberty and really just a perfect pitch to take a base on. Really no contest.
Going first move on the lefty, testing the sophomore early. As the lefty's trying to bear down on the hitter, Spinosa takes a chance, understood the tendencies. 1-0.
And you can bet Kyle Werman took note of that. Next time someone's on first base, he
and
may go
it gets
first
away. So a stolen base and a wild pitch. 2-0 the count. 1 out in the inning. And Reese D'Amico, one of the guys we talked about to start the baseball game, one of 2 players that saw any meaningful time last year on a team that they thought was ready to go win a state championship. That bid came up short. Coming into the year, folks thought, hey, maybe a little bit undermanned. The infield comes in for LaSalle. The fastball was spotted just a bit low. 3 balls, no strikes. Okay, now, Kev, 3-0, infield in. Your best hitter up there. Green light or too early?
I would say too early. We've seen, I think, 7 of 8 balls here. I probably would have said no. You know, from LaSalle's perspective here, you don't want to give him anything too good. I would much rather walk him, set up the double play, than throw him something down the middle and have him hit a double. So a walk is not the worst thing here.
1 out in the inning. The infield is in. The outfield shaded slightly to right. And now he took something off, had it on the outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes as he gets D'Amico to foul that one back.
I love Potter's confidence in his changeup. We've now seen a 3-1 and a 2-0 changeup within the first 3 batters. So that's really critical if you can throw that, because they're sitting fastball. You can get him a little on his front foot. He may not be able to do the damage he wants to do.
That one's ripped into left field. It will get down. Spinosa scores. And it's a first inning RBI for Reese D'Amico. Liberty, a 1-0 lead. One more look.
Looks like another change up there from Potter, and you can see he's a little bit out on his front foot as he hits that ball, but he gets a good piece of it and is able to stroke it out to left field for an RBI single.
Now a guy with a chance to help himself. Hayden O'Neil, starting pitcher. but batting .300 on the year with 12 RBIs. It was a decent move. D'Amico able to get back. Bruce?
No, I was just saying, he didn't try and do too much with that pitch. He was just trying to get the guy home, and he did a great job of bat control to get that player across.
That one, he nearly had him there. A good throw, I think, gets him at first base.
Good stop by Kell there. You can be assured that these are coming from the dugout, and Kyle Werman, he saw that guy go on first move, and he's looking for it again. He's trying to pick him off.
This time he does come home, loops in a curveball, and just missed the edge. D'Amico takes his lead. O'Neill in the box. Ripped across the inside corner, 2 balls.
Now might be a good time to go just talk to your pitcher, calm him down. You know, he threw a couple balls earlier and you know, just let up an RBI single, now 2-0. Just needs to slow himself down a little bit. He's been put in this position for a reason. He just needs to calm the nerves down a little bit.
And a double play, a pitcher's best friend, infield at double play depth. Kell holds at first base. That pitch just missed on the inside corner, 3 balls and a strike. Outfield straight away. Potter this time will come to first, and D'Amico was on at that time. Fouled away, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And I'll ask you again here, Kevin. A hitter like Hayden O'Neill, you have a lot of confidence in him. 3-2 with 1 out. Do you send the runner?
I would say yes in this situation. I think, you know, even with the strikeout, it's going to be then tough for that catcher to throw him out. And
missed time away, though. And 2 men on, 1 man out.
Boy, not the start you want to see for a young pitcher here.
Aiden Zabala leads the team in runs batted in with 25. And with that said, Kyle Werman, the head coach, coming out to talk to Logan Potter.
Yeah, this is a good move by Kyle. Just settle him down a little bit, just a little bit wilder than he normally is. This is obviously not what he's been doing all year. So he knows he just needs to calm his guy down a little bit. He gets a little ground ball here, and he's out of the inning, and that's exactly what Kyle's telling him right now.
Head coach Kyle Werman joined this program shortly after a historic run by Joe Parisi at the helm of LaSalle College High School. 2 state championships in 3 years, the second one being 2014. Kyle Werman again takes off shortly thereafter, and boy, has he done a great job. 3 straight Catholic League championships, something never done before in program's history, and then he got a state title of his own at this time last year up at Medler Field behind a heck of an effort from Ryan Marler, who started 3 of the 4 state playoff games, earned wins in 3 of the 4 state playoff games, even had an appearance in the one that he didn't start, so had a hand in everything. Guy Kevin Kell at first base wasn't pitching. He was a tremendous pitcher as a junior as well. They had depth, and they earned their way through the state tournament. Now back here again, and he starts with a first pitch fastball in there for a called strike 1. This is Aiden Zabala, as mentioned. Potter stays out there on the mound. Kevin Kell at first has backed off, is not covering first. Infield shaded slightly to the left side. The 0-1. And that's a nice block there by Dom Martin.
Yeah, really good stop to keep that in front of him, not only to stop a second runner from getting into scoring position, but to keep that double play in play for with 1 out here.
Here's the 1-1. That one is popped up high on the infield. Could have an infield fly call. Hasn't been called yet. And I'll say that I'm a little bit surprised by that. Now, it would have been an infield fly if fair. But again, by the time that ball's coming down from its apex, that's a pretty routine play. I'm surprised not to see the umpires call that.
And when that's so close to that foul line, I mean, you want to be conservative about it. It's hard to do anything if it ends up landing fair, but if it ends up landing foul and you said, infield fly if fair, no harm done.
A big pitch here as that one misses just high. Tried to spin a curve in there. It's 1 ball.
First pitch strikes have been kind of rare so far.
Fouled back to the screen. Reaching for it that time was Noah Gouch-Quirk, batting .388 on the year, 2 doubles, 3 triples, 15 RBIs. What if I told you that was the least of his accomplishments this year? 43 1/3 innings without giving up an earned run. He's given up 1 run total, and guess what? He has a loss in the loss column. Can you believe that?
That is surprising, to say the least.
Dom Martin, another big block. 2 balls and a strike.
Great performance by him in the round of 16 for Liberty. As you said, had not started a game up until that point in the year. Really impressive to come into that spot and do as well as he did.
Here's the 2-1 from Logan Potter. Just low. 3 balls, 1 strike. The first inning always a big inning to get into and out of, and Logan Potter has an opportunity to limit the damage. Gouch-Quirk has a chance to make it hurt. Outfield shaded towards right center. Popped up, and that will get up and out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The runners will be in motion on the pitch.
Yeah, this is a big spot right here, Bob. Even a single, depending on where it goes, could bring in 2 runs. So a critical pitch even in the top of the first here for the entire game.
Potter's delivery is fouled right back at us. We'll do it again, Gouch-Quirk.
Yeah, Bob, and like you were saying, the first inning, it seems like any other inning, but when you're out there, you've been thinking about this for at least the last 3 days, and he's been stewing over this moment, and it is so difficult just to calm the nerves and do what you're supposed to do in this moment.
And a good move there towards second, but everybody stayed home. Gouch-Quirk, tough to strike out. He's only struck out 4 times on the year. You saw that battle on the first 3-2 delivery. And that one rolled to second base. Going to have to hustle. They're going to get it over to first in time. Good play there by Matt Gannon, the sophomore. And out of trouble is Logan Potter and the LaSalle Explorers, but not without some damage. The Liberty Hurricanes tack 1 on. The first batter of the game, beg your pardon, the second batter, J.C. Spinosa, after a steal. And then a wild pitch to get to third. He's driven in by Reese D'Amico. And it is 1-0, Liberty.
Yeah, very interesting that, he had a tough time finding the plate in that first inning. And those changeups that he would throw behind in the count were very interesting. I think that showed a lot of confidence that he has in all 3 pitches. But as you touched on there, Kevin, once the coach got out there, kind of calmed him down, he seemed to do a much better job of locating his pitches, and ultimately that got him out of the inning.
Yeah, as you're out there as a pitcher, and maybe you get a base hit off of you, and then all of a sudden it's a walk. Game starts to speed up on you a little bit, and you kind of lose sight of what's going on. It feels like things are crashing around you, but great job again by Kyle to go out there and most likely say to his pitcher, hey, you're still 1 pitch away. We have 1 out and 2 men on, but if you get yourself a ground ball here, we're getting out of the inning and we're going to go hit for you. So great job by Kyle Werman, like you said, going out there and calming him down.
And Logan Potter with the execution to limit that damage. And now we have an opportunity to meet a senior ace for Liberty. That's Hayden O'Neill wearing number 2, a right-handed pitcher. He's had 8 appearances on the year, 4-1 on the campaign with a 1.05 ERA and 1 complete game shutout. This will be his 6th start of the year. May sound just a little bit light. It's because it is a little bit light for an ace. He was out for 2 weeks of the season. He's now ready to go. He's a guy they've been counting on for a couple of years now. Hayden O'Neill, a guy that they're going to look to ride. Gouch Quirk, he played and pitched beautifully in the last game against Manheim Township. Did not give up a run in that game and 7 complete. O'Neill looking to do much of the same. Buoyed with that 1-0 cushion through the top of the first. LaSalle will send out here Parker, the junior center fielder, Aiden Brett Schneider, the senior right fielder, and Matt Gannon, the sophomore second baseman. 1, 2, 3. Parker at 339 on the year, Brett Schneider at 427, and Matt Gannon at 364.
You know, a very interesting thing, Bob, is the sun is starting to play a factor in this game here. One of the few baseball fields where the sun is shining in from left field. And I saw the practice catcher actually having to shade his eyes to see the ball. So I'm interested here in this short amount of time as the sun goes to dusk here of whether it's going to affect the hitters.
O'Neill, first delivery to the plate, misses high, and away 1 ball.
Yeah, you're right. That sun is really shining in here, and it may be getting us worse than anybody else. If they're at the plate there, they're actually not too bad. It may affect the catcher more so than the hitter. The hitter's got the little brim in front of him blocking out the sun above those trees, but the catcher really has nothing, so he's probably getting a whole lot of sun in his face.
Storyline to keep an eye on. That pitch just off the plate. That one caught the edge of the plate for a called strike 1. The umpire was relatively tight in the first half of the top half of the first inning. And again, it is a state quarterfinal. Pitcher's going to be held to a high standard. Here's O'Neill. That one was right over the middle. Parker fouled that one away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, the interesting thing here actually is going to be when the sun gets lower and you start to get the shade of the trees between the mound and the plate. That's when you're going to not see spin all that well as that ball transitions from shade to light.
What were you saying about spin? My goodness, what a pitch there from Hayden O'Neill. Looks like it's in the zone. All of a sudden it's not, and Parker swings through it for out number 1.
Yeah, one of the rare occurrences where the pitcher is in the shade and the batter is not.
Yep, all those shadows, like Kevin said, can be an issue. That one I thought was fouled off the foot, but it becomes a moot point. Brett Schneider will play his baseball at Monmouth next year. Big guy in the plate. You can see that on your screen. 2 home runs, 21 RBIs. That leads the Explorers. Also 16 stolen bases. That one's popped up. Shallow right center. Coming on is Zabala. And he'll squeeze it with 2 hands. So 2 up, 2 down for Hayden O'Neill.
Yeah, just got him chasing a little bit on a curveball down and away. Wasn't able to stay back on it, out on his front foot. Just a little pop fly out there to right field. And O'Neill is on his way to a good start here.
Here's Matt Gannon, the sophomore. Your comment, Kevin, before the game is a sophomore batting third for this LaSalle College High School team. Not something you see much. It's for good reason, though. 364 average, has a home run, 15 RBIs.
Yeah, you really just don't see that all that often. I think, not that I'm always around the high school game, but the last guy I remember from LaSalle was Jimmy Herron, and he ended up playing ACC ball at Duke and is currently playing professional baseball. So that is quite the honor, if nothing else, to be sitting in the 3-hole for LaSalle as a sophomore.
O'Neill deals. Curveball finds the zone. And after Matt Gannon went over to Kyle Werman for a quick discussion, perhaps Hayden O'Neill says, all right, I'll change it up a little bit. Then blows a fastball by him. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
O'Neill looking very comfortable here early. Looks like he's been here before, and he's come out firing strikes.
Here's the 0-2. Just outside, Reese D'Amico. Quite the frame there as he takes that one halfway across the box.
It looks great because he hit his spot.
Right.
Everyone thinks, well, I mean, that's exactly what he's trying to do, though. He's trying to get him fishing, and that's what it was a nice job by Gannon to hold off on that one.
That's a great pitch there by Hayden O'Neill and better discipline by Gannon. That one started in the zone and ended up in the dirt, a slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gannon, the 3-hitter for LaSalle. And that one is just low. So the bottom of that zone being adjudicated quite tightly here this evening. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on. And a good job to hang in there. Matt Gannon will live to see another pitch.
It looked like on that 2-2 pitch, O'Neill broke out a changeup here. So not afraid to show everything in his arsenal early here. He appears to be fearless, using everything he's got.
Here's the 3-2. Gannon, a really nice job. That one clanged hard off the infrastructure here at Bears Stadium.
Camera lady's got to watch her back. You never thought she'd get something ricochet that hard off the stands.
Here's the 3-2. Gannon, what a great at-bat from the sophomore.
Always important to look alive when you're at a baseball stadium.
Great fight here by Gannon. If nothing else, just to break up the rhythm here O'Neill was having, giving him a tough at-bat here in the first inning.
Called strike 3. Gannon goes down. And O'Neill picking apart at that corner of the plate, got the call on that one, and we head to the top of the second. Hayden O'Neill has looked dominant early on. 3 up, 3 down for LaSalle.
Yeah, really had a nice inning. Good start there for him. As I said before, a senior that looks every part of it. He looks very comfortable in this situation. Looks like he's been there before. Good finishing pitch there at the end. Catcher sets up on the outside, hits his spot, and gets the call from the umpire there. So that's a great start for O'Neill.
Yeah, you talked about adjudication there, Bob. I think, through the first inning there, I think, the home plate umpire's done a great job in, setting the strike zone for the guys. I think Kevin will attest the fact that all the pitchers want is consistency when calling the balls and strikes. And clearly through the first inning, in my mind, done a good job in setting up the zone and making the pitchers pitch to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can certainly get frustrated as a pitcher if an umpire has a tight zone, but if you know that you're getting that call on the other end and your offense is going to be able to use that to help you out, then you're not too concerned. All you can ask for, like you said, is consistency.
Let's take a look at the Liberty head coach, Andy Pitsolis. In his 20th year, his 19th season, you can probably figure out where that lost year may have come in. It was recent, but a tremendous career for Andy, and he did a great job taking over this program. This program's only had 3 coaches in the last 65 years, so when they hire somebody, it's like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to be there for a long time. Harry Dudek came before Andy, and then Bernie Fritz in a couple of decades prior to Harry Dudek, and he's just picked up where they've left off. 3 district titles in the last 5 years, a state semifinal appearance back in 2017. Has this program humming again here today.
Yeah, and on a personal note, played college ball with 3 Liberty players, and all of them came in college shape, ready to go. 2 of them were our 4-hitter at various times in the year, and the other one was our ace for 2 years. So, he's certainly doing a great job at Liberty and knows how to produce good players.
And why don't we give those guys shout-outs?
Yeah, absolutely. So, it would be Liberty class of 2010, Colin Gotson and Tyler Brong. played for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, and then from Liberty class of 2013 was Pat Donnelly. All excellent baseball players at Lehigh University.
This is Jacob Shire, third baseman, batting .282 on the year. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. Potter spots it on the outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Another thing of note, even with Potter looking to get through these innings, but high pitch counts will force Kyle Werman to the bullpen earlier than he wants. That one just low, missed, and Shire on with an opening walk.
Potter's strike zone woes continue. He looked confident out there in warm-ups, but he's got to prove it out there that he can hit the strike zone, or these guys are just going to lay off.
Yeah, there's something different about a hitter standing in there. It gives you a little bit of pause. It's not quite as easy as just playing catch with your catcher in warm-ups. Potter's still not looking totally comfortable in this situation. Needs a couple of quick outs to get his confidence back.
And Liberty was looking to sacrifice an out there. Jacob Rivera couldn't get the bunt down. He's .278 on the year, batting in the 8-hole. 6 RBIs, but right now just looking to get Shire to second base. And we were told that this is a team that will love to manufacture a run, particularly with the confidence they have with O'Neill on the mound.
Yeah, it shows you the level of respect that these two teams have for each other. Liberty here with no outs, runner on first. I believe we're at 5 or 6 in the lineup. 6, I believe. And
this is actually number 8, 8-hole.
Okay, number 8. So regardless, trying to move a guy over to second here with 1 out to give your 9-hole hitter a chance to hit him in. Maybe not what the analytics tell you to do, but when you're working for 1 run an inning, that's what you got to do.
And a hit by pitch on an 0-2 count. Liberty not only advances the runner, but they put Rivera on base. And you do start to wonder now, Cole Kahanowitz does not play in the field. A lot of Liberty's relievers will be playing in the field, so if somebody does need to get up, it may need to happen in between innings. We'll keep an eye on that right field side to see if Kahanowitz loosens up at all.
Yeah, Potter just losing a lot of his pitches to that lefty batter's box, so inside to a lefty, outside to a righty. That can sometimes just be a case of nerves. It's just you're not able to complete your pitching motion as you always would. You just kind of stop short a little bit, and that causes you to leave those pitches out arm side, which is what we're seeing right now from Potter.
And that's Kevin Long, a state champion winning pitcher for LaSalle, 4-year college pitcher at Lehigh, giving us the insights on what Logan Potter's feeling out there right now. What a great pitch to come on back. Spun that curveball in there for strike 1.
Yeah, what Logan needs to focus on here, try to hit that to the righty low and inside corner. When you're able to throw that pitch, that's when you're at your best. You're finishing all the way through. You're able to hit your spots that you want to.
Liberty again trying, maybe that was not a sacrifice, but trying to bunt for a hit. That's Tommy Mason, the 9-hole hitter, and it's imperative for Potter and LaSalle to find a way to get at least an out here, with the top of the lineup looming. That sun really starting to come down now. And swung on and missed. Strike 3, Tommy Mason was late on a fastball that zipped by him on the corner.
I got to believe the sun has something to do with that, Bob. I mean, it didn't even look like he saw the pitch that was almost in the catcher's glove.
Well, additionally, Bruce, being able to slow it down with that first curveball. I know he saw a fastball in the second one, but didn't really get a good hack at it because he was trying to drag bunt that, but didn't get a great look at it. Now a huge at-bat for Braylon Gonzalez, lefty on lefty. Spots it on the outside corner. That's a good-looking pitch, a 4-seamer from Logan Potter.
That's a good pitch to see there from Potter. Just what I was saying there. Hit that low and away pitch to a lefty, and you know he's completing his motion. So let's see if that jump starts Potter's day.
Here's the 0-1. Potter just a bit low. A ball and a strike. Kevin Kell will not hold on the runner Rivera at first. Third baseman in near the grass, infield at double play depth. Playing to pull slightly. And that one's up the middle, and a great stop. A flip to second, not in time, and everybody's going to be safe. It was kept on the infield nonetheless, but it is bases loaded with one out. What a great play there by Jefferson Hadson-Taylor. Just didn't quite get Gannon to second base, and Kevin, I alluded to that right before the pitch, that they were shading him to pull in the infield, and Gannon couldn't quite get there for the flip at second.
Yeah, not the result that you're looking for there, but also had they not been shifted, that ball's probably up the middle, and you got a guy scoring and then another guy on third. So great job by Hadson-Taylor to keep that one in the infield.
0-1 pitch. Spinosa took it. Now one strike on him. The corners are pinched. Middle of the infield still looking to turn two. Up the middle to get out of this inning. Swung on and missed. Went up high. Up the ladder to get Spinosa down 0-2.
And I know that you want to play your shortstop typically where you think that ball may go, but like the last play, if it ends up at second base, you may not have that double play because your shortstop's so far away.
A ball and 2 strikes to J.C. Spinosa. To now, Potter's been able to get himself into and out of trouble. Just the 1 run allowed, but a lot of base runners. Nowhere to put Spinosa. Just outside. You saw the white chalk kind of flick up there when Martin made that catch. Just missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that's a good pitch by Potter there. Maybe a little bit lower than he wanted, but trying to get him fishing on change up there. That's where he wanted to put that ball.
That's a ground ball. It's into the hole. Play is made. They're going to go to first in time. Jacob Overton makes the play and recognized that maybe he only had 1. But a run scores for Liberty. It's 2-0 in favor of the Hurricanes.
Yeah, great job to at least get 1 there. You don't want to force that ball into second and have a close play. Almost no chance of turning 2 there, so no reason to risk it. Get the out. Smart play.
Not only no chance at second, of course, no chance at home with a slowly hit ball kind of moving away from his third base perch.
Right.
Now an intentional walk that will put Reese D'Amico on first, so he won't have a chance to add to his RBI total here tonight.
I know that there's 2 out, but, do you get somebody up warming up?
Well, I don't know. He's not up now, and this one could either put it to bed for the time being or could really break it open. It's Hayden O'Neil looking to help himself. Just low on a fastball down the middle.
Yeah, more so than anything else, that walk, obviously a lot of respect for D'Amico, but now you've got an easy out at any base. It makes it a little bit easier than trying to go across the diamond here, so good job by LaSalle to set themselves up.
2 balls and no strikes to O'Neil and nowhere to put him. Fastball slotted over the outside half. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1. And Martin, a huge block. That one was 59 feet. Bounced in front of the plate. Martin there to keep the runners at bay.
With this backstop here, it certainly saved a run. No chance of getting the guy at home if that ball gets by. Potter needs to bear down here and throw a strike here. Challenge this hitter to beat him.
No action in the bullpen at this point. 3-1 the count. There's 2 outs here in the top of the second. Potter, the delivery. It's ripped to center field. Chases him back under it. And squeezing it is Tahir Parker. So 3 men left on. That's 5 total left on for the first 2 innings. And Logan Potter, again, limits the damage. The sophomore with a little bit of guts getting out of the second. It's 2-0.
Yeah, great job by Logan Potter there to get himself out of that inning. Real solid contact there by O'Neil as well. But a nice job for Logan to get out of that inning. And I'm sure Liberty, depending on the outcome of this game, will look back to that inning where they left 3 guys on, a missed bunt opportunity as a turning point in this game. So, a big inning for Liberty to put another run on the board, big for LaSalle to get themselves out of that jam, and we still have a tight ball game here.
Stay with us. We'll be right back on the other side here on Bob Long Sports. It's a PIAA quarterfinal match.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier
Kevin Kell steps in, the 4-hitter here for the Explorers of LaSalle. Batting .333 on the year, 4 doubles, a triple, a home run, and 20 RBIs.
Bob, I love to see that.
That's smoked into the left field corner. It's down. Kell now being waved onto second base. It's handled well. It's going to be close at second. Kell is down, and he is safe. He was digging from the box. That double only happens if he takes off on contact. He sure did. That's a great throw in from left field as well from Tommy Mason. Just took an odd hop there because I think with a better hop to the cutoff man, I think he's out.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like Kell didn't have much of a shot there. Just skipped by the shortstop and a great slide by Kell to get around that tag. But love to see that. A double down the line, as I was just about to talk about pitchers who can hit too. Great job by Kell, just really showing that right there.
And that one will get to the backstop. There's Kell to third base. LaSalle on the doorstep to cut the deficit in half.
Just what they needed to, Bob. They really needed to get some momentum going their way. They hadn't done anything offensively and were really on their heels defensively. But Potter survived. Let's see if they can gain some momentum here at the plate.
Brian Beccaro takes it on the corner for a called strike 1. I think the catcher back there, Dean Miko, doing an excellent job moving that pitch and framing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one. He likes to set up on that outside corner, and when O'Neil is hitting his spots, it appears that is a strike because it's exactly where he's trying to throw it. A really good frame job. And also, D'Amico doing a nice job of popping in and out and faking out the hitter.
That should get the run home. In time at first base, good play by J.C. Spinosa. Interesting there at third, Kevin. Kevin Kell was a little bit late, didn't go on contact. Wanted to see if that got past the pitcher. And Spinosa, I think, had a play if he wanted to be aggressive at home.
I saw that. There was a moment of hesitation. Hard to say if in that situation, I'm going to say that's the right call with no outs and a runner at third. you can't be too careful there in that situation, but it did make that a close play if the shortstop, Spinosa, wanted to come home with that ball. But he was playing so deep, that ball was a little bit choppy. It wasn't smoked at him, so good job by Kel there all the way around.
Here's the 0-1, and it's bunted. It's going to be a tough play. O'Neill over there to make the play, stretching in time at first. Jacob Rivera.
That is a great athletic move by O'Neill. A guy, I would be very surprised if he doesn't play the field on his non-pitching days. Clearly a very good athlete, coming off the mound, making that play barehanded.
He does play the field, and he made a heck of a throw. Great mobility off the mound. 2 outs in the inning. Swung on and missed. Waved at by Overton.
Boy, so many first pitch strikes by O'Neill.
Beg your pardon. The last batter was Jefferson Hadson Taylor, who has moved down to the 6th hole here today. And Overton now takes a called strike 2.
Yeah, just as that momentum looked to be swinging a little bit after a double by Kell and the next pitch in the dirt, O'Neill, the veteran that he is, gets himself right back into a rhythm and appears to be back in control of this game.
But nonetheless, LaSalle, if you told them before the inning they were going to cut it back in half, certainly they would have taken that. 0-2, 2 outs. Overton looking to get something started with 2 away and none on. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Hayden O'Neil says, hit my fastball. Got by Overton, that's strike 3, and the end of the second. We go to the third. It's Liberty 2, LaSalle 1. Both teams snag a run in their halves of the second.
Yeah, really good pitch there. Really caught a lot of the plate, but just an overpowering fastball, just laying it out there.
Well, I think the thing going into this inning is, how long is LaSalle going to stick with Logan Potter now? He's struggled thus far. They're only down by a run. I understand that, you've got other games to play, but,
honestly, Bruce, no. You cannot manage that way. Kyle Werman would tell you that. What he's trying to do here today is get Logan Potter through this game to the point that he can, be effective and then hand the ball off to Cole Kahanowitz or Emmett McLaughlin, 2 pitchers that have done tremendous jobs on the mound in relief. So whether you call Logan Potter an opener or not, if he got 5 out of them, he would certainly take that. But Werman, I think, is going to be looking very closely at how this inning goes here. And if Potter can have a clean one here in the third, I think he comes back out for the fourth. If he gets into trouble, I think we will see some action.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there, Bob. By the third inning here, you're into this game, and you've either started to feel your way through it, or you may not be able to get that. You may just not have your best stuff that day. So this will be a big inning to see whether Kyle can ride his pitcher for maybe 5 innings or so, or if he's going to have to go to Cole earlier than anticipated.
First pitch just a little bit low to number 8, Aiden Zabala, the 5-hitter and the right fielder, batting .367 on the campaign.
And as a side note here, it appears
this one popped up to center field. The crowd loved it, but no problem in center field for Tahir Parker. 1 away.
Yeah, deep center field really holds that one after what was thought to be a well-struck ball. But as I was going to say, it appears that McLaughlin has made his way down to the bullpen. Does not appear to be in any kind of a rush, but just looks to be getting his body warm.
And Kahanowitz goes down there as well, number 14, as that one's fouled away in that direction by Noah Gouch-Quirk.
Maybe LaSalle going with a little double barrel action, depending on how this situation goes here. We know Kyle Werman, depending on the situation, may go to either guy depending on the leverage of the situation here. If it gets really tight and Kyle Werman feels like this is the chance to keep his team in the ball game and maybe the point of no return, you can expect him to go with with his guy.
Nobody covering first. Potter's late to get there. No chance. Kevin Kell went deep into the hole right in front of the second baseman, Matt Gannon. Safe at first. Gouch Quirk out of the box quickly.
Yeah, just a little bit of hesitation there by the pitcher. It looks like that ball was one of those tweeners between the second baseman and the first baseman. Probably in reality, the second baseman's ball. Potter thinks that first base is going to hold back, but Kell ranges over and nobody there to cover.
Spins a curveball in there for a called strike one. So Potter had a chance to get the first two in the inning. Creates a little bit of trouble. Here's the 0-1. And boy, did he slow that one down. Jacob Shire did not like that pitch whatsoever.
Not a lot of fastballs by Potter. Curveballs, off speed.
And I think a lot of these calls, Bruce, are coming from the dugout.
Yeah, you can see the LaSalle coach behind the dugout, actually behind the screen here, is the one who's calling the pitches.
That one just a bit low. It was a fastball slotted just below the kneecap.
Nice job of pitching backwards there by Potter, coming in with two curveballs to start the hitter and then speeding it up with a fastball there, trying to freeze him on 0-2.
That one is going to get off the end of the bat. It'll fall in fair territory. Gouch Quirk over to third. He'll be held there. It'll be a double for Jacob Shire. He finally held back and just long enough kept that weight and deposited that into left field once again. Liberty in business.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there. Able to keep his weight back just enough to sneak that one down the left field line. And at this point, it looks like the LaSalle bullpen's starting to pick up. You can bet that Cole Kahanowitz is getting hot down there. This is turning into a big situation.
A fastball at the knees for a called strike one. Rivera down 0-1. That one nearly caught number 14, Jacob Rivera. He's the 8-hole hitter. And Kevin, a huge spot. This could be it either way for Potter. But I certainly don't think that he faces Braylon Gonzalez in two batters for the third time through the lineup. That's a fastball for a called strike two.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. And an interesting strategy here up the middle. I see that their shortstop and second baseman are playing their typical depth. Interesting without the double play possibility on here that those two guys are not in on the infield.
Oh.
So that was actually a 2-1 pitch. I had that first pitch, I thought I heard strike, but nonetheless, that was a 2-1 delivery, slotted on the corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Logan Potter. Rivera digs in. Ripped at the shortstop on a hop. Hudson Taylor has trouble, has to hurry, and he's safe. 1 run scores.
Yeah, it's a good hard hit for Liberty there, and a tough hop. You're thinking about catching that ball. You got some downward spin on it, and you realize you can't, and then all of a sudden you got to get your body in front of it to block it, and that's really all you can do. There's not much hope to catch that ball cleanly and take it to first, so a good job to at least knock that ball down.
Quite honestly, I think LaSalle's lucky to be down only 3-1 right now.
Yeah, it is felt as more of a one-sided game to this point. LaSalle getting themselves out of a couple jams. Liberty giving up the 1 hit and the 1 run. LaSalle was able to manufacture that. So has felt like a different game, but LaSalle is still very much in it because of it.
There is only 1 guy firing down there in the LaSalle bullpen. It's tough for me to tell from here who that is. Both McLaughlin and Kahanowitz right-handers. That one spun in there for a curveball. Strike 1. And again, just 1 pitch away again here in the third.
I believe I saw a 14 on the guy pitching down there, so it appears that Cole Kahanowitz is the one who's getting hot.
And they picked him off at first. Into a rundown they go, keeping an eye on third. Hudson Taylor makes the tag, and the runner has to stay put. And Logan Potter helps himself out.
A great play by Kell there. It's a really tricky one. You don't want to give that base up easily, but you know that he may break from third at any point in time. So a really good job to get that out and not allow that run to score.
And we lost the scoreboard.
We got it here. Don't worry about that. That one grounded to second base, and once again, Potter is going to get out of it, limiting some damage. The run that scored was we'll call it the infield hit, where nobody was covering first, so that certainly hurts. But again, it could have been worse. 7 men left on base in just 3 innings, 3 runs scored for Liberty.
Well, Sal walking a tightrope here, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many guys you left on base. It matters how many guys you got in, and they're still here in the bottom of the third in a 2-run game when it certainly could be worse, as you said, Bruce. So they should feel fortunate here, and a big inning where you get out of a jam like that may fire you up going into your offensive at-bats.
We do go to the bottom of the third, indeed. 3-1 the score in favor of the Hurricanes of Liberty. Let's take a break and come back. We will be right back here on Bob Long's.
It's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola.
Here we go. Last half of the third, and he's peeling that outside corner all evening long. Hayden O'Neill.
And it seems like every batter starting out with a hard fastball first pitch strike.
Swung on and missed, waved at the curveball, just sort of hung up there and darted off the plate.
Yeah, again, O'Neill just looks like he's very much in control of what he's doing out there. He's hitting his spots. He looks confident. And off to a good start here.
Nobody away here in the bottom of the third.
Well, at least we can see again. That sun's finally gotten behind the trees.
That's missed. Low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, we talked about that time where the sun may be in the eyes of the hitter and the catcher, but in front of the pitcher, and that hasn't seemed to last very long.
Tommy Convey gets into one, but this one will bring the center fielder in, diving to make the play. Braylon Gonzalez. His first step was back, but Kevin, that was right off the end of the bat. What a great job by Gonzalez to readjust.
Yeah, what a great catch by Gonzalez there. He did the right thing, take your first step back. You always want to do that. And he's playing a pretty deep center field from what I can tell here. So great job to come in, and then as you're sliding to keep your eyes on the plane with that ball and able to see it all the way into the glove. That is a difficult catch to make.
Here's Dom Martin, the 9-hitter, shows bunt and pulls back. It's in there for a called strike 1. Martin won the battle for this catching job this year and rolls over one to the shortstop. No problem there. 2 crow hops in time. J.C. Spinosa to Jacob Rivera, 6-3, 2 outs. And now back to the top of the lineup to hear Parker. So again, just one offset here for LaSalle. One guy has reached base. As Parker in the leadoff spot arrives in the box with 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Kell with the nice double in the second, but O'Neil in control, no walks through the first time through this lineup, and like you said, he is facing the number one hitter with 2 outs here in the third, so has been relatively effective in his first time through the lineup.
We look down at the bullpen for LaSalle as well. Kahanowitz just lightly tossing at this time, no longer on the mound. Expect to see him start the top of the fourth. A ball and a strike to Tahir Parker, the junior. Parker, that broke the metal bat right into the catching glove of the left fielder, Tommy Mason. Let's get another look. It is not every day that you see a broken metal bat.
Not only every day, but I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like that with a metal bat in all my time playing baseball. That is surprising. I wasn't sure what to think. I had to assume that he just let go of the bat because it seemed so unlikely that a metal bat could break, but lo and behold, we have a broken metal bat here.
Wow.
Get the forensic accountants in on that one.
You know,
good on you, Bruce, by the way. Our camera guy, Bruce Badgley. He didn't know what to follow. No, he fouled the ball right into the catching glove in left field. That's a heck of a job staying with it.
Well, we do our best. At least I can see the monitor now. I mean, for most of the previous 2 innings with that sun in my eyes, I couldn't even see what I was shooting.
The 40th anniversary of Bears Stadium. I'll say they've experienced this issue once or twice, Bruce.
Kahanowitz.
Well, this Bears.
You said it, Bruce, whether you meant to or not. That is Cole Kahanowitz out there on the mound for LaSalle College High School. He comes in at the top of the fourth, and Kevin, it would be 4 innings of work to get him all the way to this one's conclusion. He hasn't stretched out to 7 innings at this point this year, but as a sophomore who has played significant time since even his freshman campaign, it's something they've been working through. He's started a few games, and now coming in looking to carry him the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you said he hasn't necessarily been stretched out to this point in the season, but if you look at it from the perspective of the magnitude of this game and the spot that we are here, you know, if he gets through 2 clean innings and if LaSalle can manage to somehow scrape ahead here, you can bet that he'll be ready to take the ball and stretch himself out a little bit beyond his normal limits to secure a victory for his team. So he'll be ready to go if asked to go all the way.
We had to pitch in with the public address announcer with some pronunciation. Sorry about that.
No, don't worry. Everybody got a sneak peek of who was coming in, Bruce. Well, that's the beautiful thing about high school baseball as well, Kevin, right? These guys, they're young. They're growing into their roles. They're not so defined by a bullpen role, or I'm a 1-inning guy, or I'm a 2-inning stretch-it-out guy. Cole Kahanowitz, what he is a pitcher, a big-time pitcher here at the high school level. Potter does his job, gets through 3, gives up just 3 with the 7 men left on through those 3 innings, and LaSalle right back in it with their star hurler on the mound. Kahanowitz finds the zone, a called strike 1.
Yeah, and as you were alluding to, these guys play in other leagues, and I'd be surprised if Cole doesn't start on his AAU or his travel or his Legion team. So I'm sure he is able to go the distance if required.
Low and inside on that slide piece looking thing coming to the inside back heel. It's Braylon Gonzalez and his 3rd at-bat on the evening. Kahanowitz, the curveball's hit to second base. A little bit of a bobble in time. Great job to stay with it. That's Matt Gannon, the sophomore. Boy, he's got a nice arm, too, getting that over to first base.
Yeah, he does have a nice arm, and that was a great job of just staying calm, right? In that situation, you still have enough time to pick that ball up and fire him out at first. It's going to be tight, but if you can keep your wit about you and pick that ball up with your bare hand and fire it over, you still got a chance, and that's a great play there by Gannon.
J.C. Spinosa scored the first run of the game. Swings through a fastball, might have gotten a nick on it. 0-1. Fastball in there for called strike 2. And Kahanowitz, certainly an early command of the strike zone.
Yeah, he really has come out here throwing strikes. A nice job by the sophomore here, showing he's not nervous. This situation isn't too big for him. He's coming in doing his job.
A nasty one there, but spiked a little bit in front of the plate. Ball and 2 strikes. You can see the stuff that Kahanowitz has.
Yeah, the stuff is certainly there. You want to talk about spin rate? I don't have a radar with me, but he certainly seems like he's got some good stuff. He's got some good spin on that curveball, and that makes it tougher to control at times. But if you've got that kind of a spin, you're going to get some swing and misses at balls that bounce in front of the plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning and none on. Kahanowitz works from the stretch. Out the end of the bat, Kell stays with it. Snags it with one hand on 1 hop. 2 away.
And it looked like Kell was setting up there to get his body in front, and maybe that ball is off the end of Spinosa's bat and spins a little bit to right field, but is able to stay with it and get a glove on it and make the out.
Time for our favorite game, and it's Where You At? So let us know where you're watching the broadcast from, and we will give you a shout-out on the air. 2 outs in the inning. And that one spotted just a bit low and outside. And I tell you what, our reputation precedes us here, Kevin and Bruce. We had somebody text in and say, hey, you got to do Where You At, and let them know where we're watching the game from. 1-0 is the count with 2 outs. That one hit right off the screen in front of the LaSalle bench. A ball and a strike. And that individual, Bruce, Kevin, you both know him well, Chris Carabello. He said he's listening to the broadcast from the Coachella Valley in California with 11 rising seniors from LaSalle that are on a service trip, hoping for the same result as the last 2 times they've played here at Boyertown. That one towards third base, stays with it on a crow hop in plenty of time. And Cole Kahanowitz goes 1, 2, 3. Jacob Overton 5-3 on the putout. That is how you get it rolling if you're LaSalle, and now they're trying to wake up those bats. We head to the bottom of the 4th here at Boyertown High School.
It's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national...
Last of the 4th here at Boyertown High School. Bob Long bringing you the broadcast here on Bob Long Sports, and so thrilled to have my pals with me. Bruce Badgley on camera and serving dual duty as an analyst here as well. And then Kevin Long is with us here, a state championship winning pitcher for LaSalle College High School back in 2012, 4-year starter and Patriot League champion at Lehigh University. So he's breaking down for us what's going on the hill here tonight. Aiden Brett Schneider, first bat here for LaSalle. And again, those bats haven't really gotten off the shoulders the way LaSalle normally does here. So the second time through the lineup, Brett Schneider looks at a fastball in the outside corner. O'Neil has been so good with that first pitch, able to find the zone.
Yeah, you said it. He's been getting ahead of hitters all night, and no different here to start this fourth.
Spinning curve. Brett Schneider thought about it, held back well. Now that sun is fully down behind those trees, actually turning into a bit of a brisk evening here at Boyertown. Here's the 1-1. Swaves through it, took something off it, and now O'Neil showing us everything in this at-bat. Fastball, curveball, and slowed it down with a change.
Yeah, great time to come there with the changeup. Started fastball, curveball. You know, that curveball comes in for a ball. You think you're going to get a
Brett
fastball.
Schneider hit it well, chasing the center fielder back. A nice play by Braylon Gonzalez.
Yeah, great swing there by Brett Schneider on a curveball. But the center fielder makes a good play to range back. That was a far run, but he made that look easy.
Yeah, he did make it look easy. And, you know, LaSalle College, after a great inning by Kahanowitz, going on 1-2-3, really important, I think, for them to get some momentum at the plate.
In there for a called strike one. Matt Gannon, the sophomore. Had a nice at-bat last time, a bunch of foul tips. Called on a fastball, looked just off the plate. That one not called a strike. Ball and a strike here to Matt Gannon. Hayden O'Neil puts a ton of pressure on the umpires, spotting his pitches the way he is. Gannon lifts one to right field. On it for the play with one hand, Aiden Zabala. So 2 up, 2 down for LaSalle. Hayden O'Neil keeping that pitch count very low.
Another great play there, ranging over to his left with that ball tailing away from him, able to get his glove out there at the last minute. Looked like that ball was close to dropping, but makes a great play.
Bob, in your conversations with Liberty, is O'Neil on any close to being on a pitch count? I mean, and having too many pitches where they're going to have to pull him tonight?
I think short of just, the high school standard, no. I think they will ride him as long as he can go, particularly because of what they've now seen that Noah Gouch-Quirk can do with his first start in the round of 16 against Mannheim. That one's lined into center field. It will get down. A 2-out knock for Kevin Kell, the senior. Yeah. He's headed to Fairfield next year, and he's been able to get the bat going this year. He's a guy who only pitched as a junior. You could argue he was their ace until he had to be, didn't pitch down the stretch, shut down with a little nick to the injury, and now he's doing a great job hitting as well as being that ace, carrying them to this point.
Yeah, great job by Kevin Kell right now. LaSalle, 2 hits on the board, 2 hits for Kevin Kell. Appears to be seeing the ball really well today. LaSalle needs to get the rest of their lineup going here.
Well, Brian Beccaro will be the next guy looking to do that, and Beccaro, one of the few guys in a very senior-laden team last year that got significant at-bats and now returns. Cal, and make that not Cal, there's a pinch runner who got the jersey dirty. That's certainly the case. So Cal was pinch run for there. I believe he can re-enter one time.
Yeah, I believe the rule in high school is you can have 2 special pinch runners assigned to a hitter for a given game. So, now the runner at first here will be assigned as Kell's special pinch runner for the rest of the game and can be inserted anytime Kell reaches base.
And that is Jalen Ivey, a senior, number 2. And now starting to pull those pitches low and away. O'Neill now falls behind 3 balls and no strikes to Brian Beccaro, with Jefferson Hadson-Taylor waiting on deck. Hadson-Taylor, another one of those guys that played a lot last year, taking all the way on 3-0. Beccaro, though, has the power. 4 doubles, 14 RBIs on the season, batting .354, but the bat's quieted thus far. Swung on and missed. And now Ivy caught looking. He is thrown out at first base. Got flat-footed. What a play by the catcher, Reese D'Amico.
Yeah, tough there, Ivy, getting caught off base, especially when you're about to be in a 3-2, 2-out situation where you're off on the pitch. That was not good for the LaSalle Explorers there. Kills a potential start to a rally.
What that means, though, is that Brian Beccaro will start the next inning at the plate, having not completed his at-bat. Cole Kahanowitz, as you might imagine, back out to continue his work to begin the 5th. 9 outs for both teams offensively. A 7-inning game here at the high school level.
Well, I appreciate you guys, filling me in a little bit more on the expansive rules in high school baseball.
So I have to correct myself here. Shout out to my former coach, Joe Parisi, one of the greatest, a LaSalle legend in more than just the baseball sphere. Corrected my error here. Kel cannot have a special pinch runner. He is being taken out of the game and then re-entered. So in high school, you can re-enter a game, whereas in the pros, if you're taken out, you're done for the game.
But one time.
Correct, one time. So Kel was taken out and re-entered. The special pinch runner rule I mentioned is only for pitchers and catchers, just to speed up the pace of the game. So thank you, Coach Parisi, as you've always done throughout my career, for pointing out my mistakes.
That's right.
Hey, thanks for watching the broadcast.
Heck yeah.
I mean, that's high praise, watching the game on Bob Long Sports.
That's right, Joe Parisi. Where are you at? Well, correcting Kevin. All right, top half of the 5th. Kahanowitz spots that one just low. What a pitch that was there.
Yeah, you mentioned that curveball before. Just getting fooled by that one. That is a nice curveball by Cole Kahanowitz.
And that's Hayden O'Neill in the 4-hole getting fooled that way. Still a long way to go. Ball and a strike as Kahanowitz brings it to the plate. A nice block there by Martin as that one lands just a foot short. Well, a couple other folks checking in, letting us know where they're watching the game from. Justin Machida says the state champion outfielders, Danny Wagner and Justin Machida, tuned in from down the shore. Great to hear from the both of you. 2 balls and 2 strikes now as that one finds the zone.
I can't believe how he is changing speeds and location on this guy.
Here's the 2-2. And this is going to be a tough play. Charging at third. Little bobble. Not in time.
Yeah, just a really tough play there. Really, only chance at it was to go barehanded. He did a nice job gloving it, making a quick transition, but the barehand was the only way to get the runner on that one.
Yeah, toughest play for a third baseman there because you're watching the bat speed. I mean, that was just a swinging bunt, and you're not rushing in as you would a bunted ball. And but hey, great play and great hustle.
Hearing from another state champion, Nick Astolfi, saying "Hail LaSalle," and Mike says he's watching from LaSalle High School. So we got some LaSalle folks checking in. Appreciate that. Kevin says, let's go Canes. So an avid supporter of the Liberty High School Hurricanes. Phil says, thanks for the broadcast. We appreciate that. Deborah checking in from Pittsburgh.
We haven't had any Hawaii lately, Bob. I mean, we had that on some of our football in the fall, but nobody across the water.
Nobody that's commented, that is.
Yeah.
Good viewership so far here tonight. High school baseball, particularly when it gets to this time. A lot of folks interested in what's going on here in the state quarterfinal. Squaring to bunt, laying it down, and that one's foul. Aiden Zabala down 0-1 on the count. And we haven't seen a true sacrifice bunt executed properly. There was the bunt for the hit that was fielded very, very well by Hayden O'Neill and taken to first.
Yeah, Liberty has had a couple opportunities to try to move a runner over, yet to get one down here. Let's see if they can do it.
Lights are on and are illuminating the field. The sun is just about set here at Boyertown. Now he squares very early. Zabala, and that, I guess, is a called strike. I don't think Zabala pulled back. Perhaps the umpire didn't delineate. That looked inside off the plate, but with the offer, strike two.
Yeah, it's hard to tell whether he did offer or not. Conowitz doing what you're supposed to do, throwing inside to that hitter. That makes it a really tough pitch to bunt. You don't want that ball coming in on your hands, but at the same time, it still may get a foul ball or you may get a called strike like that just did.
It's a beautiful block by Dom Martin. What a job he did to keep that one in front of him. Kahanowitz has missed with a couple of ones that have bounced right before the plate, but Martin has been up to task. There's a special pinch runner out there now. And again, that's going to be one where O'Neill this time, because he's the pitcher, does get that runner.
I was just half an inning early with that one, Bob. We saw this coming.
2 balls and 2 strikes, nobody away after an infield hit from O'Neill. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. What a pitch there by Cole Kahanowitz, and Zabala could not hold off.
Big out there for Kahanowitz, and again, comes back to not being able to get that bunt down, because you're doing that and you're putting yourself in an 0-2 hole if you can't get it done, and that just puts you behind the 8 ball for the entire at-bat.
Curveball spins high and inside. This is Noah Gouch-Quirk.
I'd like to see him get these pitchers go a little bit more inside, because these hitters are really starting to get aggressive at the plate.
This one popped into right field. Gliding towards foul territory as Brett Schneider makes the play. The runner was not tagging. Thrown back in quickly to Kell. It's a great job by Aiden Brett Schneider in right field, 2 away.
Yeah, great job by Brett Schneider, really ranging over there, covering a lot of ground. That ball hangs in the air, and it looks like it's easy to get to, but when you're running that fast over to that ball, your eyes are moving. That's a difficult play.
Huge spot here, Kevin. I think a runner on first, Jacob Shire at bat. If you can get Shire, then you'll start with 8-9-1 to begin the 6th inning if you're Kahanowitz. Looking to keep that pitch count in check, looking to go the full 4 innings. And, of course, no real room for error to add more runs into a game that Kevin is really settling down at this point. It's been 3-1 for quite some time without a particular staunch offensive effort in a particular half inning in the last few.
Yeah, and it's great for Kahanowitz to get his team back into the dugout quickly here. This game has been a lot of LaSalle working out of jams, which has left the guys out on the field for a while. So good to kind of get them back in the dugout for a while, get them a rest, and get them energized to hit.
Shire asked for and was granted time as Kahanowitz took his time. And they continue to check on the runner at first. And you can't blame them. You got a runner out there with speed, the special pinch runner replacing O'Neil. Do not be surprised to see him try to snag second base.
Yeah, a very low risk, high reward situation here to steal this base. 2 outs, man on first. Not a very likely situation to score a run. If you can snag a bag here and get someone in scoring position, a much higher percentage chance of scoring a run.
The 1-0 is off the end of the bat, caught at second base. Matt Gannon squeezes with 2 hands, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. Cole Kahanowitz has gotten this game on the rails for LaSalle, mowing down 6 straight for Liberty. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is still 3-1. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on Bob Long Sports.
Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services, whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups. At Meineke, we do it all. And all services are backed by Meineke's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
Hayden O'Neill back out for work in the bottom of the 5th. He's given up just 1 run on 2 hits. More folks checking in. Let us know where you at. You can respond on the YouTube chat, or better yet, give us a follow on Twitter and tweet at us. Philly fan 04 says, let's go Liberty. Bruce Emsweiler, big time high school fan.
Yeah.
We love to hear from Bruce.
Bruce.
He says, thanks for doing a high school baseball game, your friend from Lancaster. We appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate Bruce. He's been such a great supporter of high school sports for many years. Glad you're watching, Bruce.
Lauren Sprecht says, Liberty all the way. Coach Sprecht's sisters, nephew, and mom here to support. They say, go Canes. Waved at and missed. Brian Beccaro, you may remember, he had just earned his way to a 3-2 count, and then they threw out Ivy, the replacement runner at first, to end the home half of the 4th. A ball and a strike as that one misses high.
I'm curious to know what O'Neill's pitch count is at this point. I think it's a moot point, but he seems to have been very economic, and I don't see any reason to take him out of this game at any point.
Yeah, big half inning for LaSalle bats.
5, 6, 7 in the lineup. 5 goes down on 4 pitches.
Really painting that outside corner. That catcher loves to set up just off that plate and has been able to get a lot of calls today and a lot of swing and misses.
Jeffson Hadson Taylor, a veteran, senior, played for multiple years for this team. On a state championship winning team. Fouls that one away, up and out of play.
LaSalle may want to start thinking about bellying up to that plate. O'Neil seems to like to live on that outside corner. Maybe belly up a little bit and try to go the other way with something.
He tied up Hadson Taylor, no balls and 2 strikes. This LaSalle team to the state quarterfinals for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. The motto, surrender the outcome, control the controllables. Looking to just get a guy on base. Just missed on the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I really like that saying, Bob, and it's so true for baseball, as it is for many things in life. There's only so many things you can control, and so much of what goes on is out of your control. Essentially, as soon as that pitcher releases the ball, it's out of his control.
And that one was spotted on the outside corner. A curveball finds the corner at the knees. Hadson Taylor down looking, 2 away.
O'Neil still looking really confident at this point, using all of his pitches. Great use of the curveball there for the strikeout.
Just exuding confidence on the mound right now, O'Neil.
And now Jacob Overton will come over to Kyle Werman to have a discussion, and the catcher,
just
looking to join him, Reese D'Amico.
The umpire has to step in and separate him.
And you can feel the dugout doesn't like it as Werman has to turn around and discuss with them. A little bit of gamesmanship on both sides there. Overton walked right by Werman on his way to the plate. Werman calls him back. D'Amico tries to insert himself into the situation. No harm, no foul. We're playing ball.
It seems like a bit of an odd time for that as well. I mean, there's nobody on. There's 2 outs. There's nothing you can really put on here per se. So
foul ball as that one hit Overton after he made contact. 0-1 to count. And again, the great Yogi Berra would say it, getting late early, home half of the 5th, 2 outs. The 7-hitter is up.
It certainly is here, Bob, in a low-scoring game like this.
And that's a great bunt. Over to get it is O'Neill. What a play. And now they say he's off the bag.
Oh, my.
First baseman was off the bag, and LaSalle gets a gift after a spectacular play by the pitcher, Hayden O'Neill.
Wow. Well, I was proven wrong that you can't put something on with 2 outs and nobody on. There you see Kyle Werman put on the bunt, and it was a great one, actually. Pitcher made a great play on it. Just the throw was a little bit off the baseline.
It didn't look like it was that far off the baseline.
Well, keep an eye here because the officials are going to conference. Andy Pitsalos went out there and asked the home plate umpire, now conferring with the first base umpire. And the call will appear to stand.
Well, the fans have sure gotten into it really fast.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, guys, I didn't see it, right? I am not sure. It's tough to tell from up here. But there was no reason for Jacob Rivera to really stretch any extra. He had him by 2 steps.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing you can really say there is maybe just a bit of an early stretch. If you're stretched all the way out so that you can catch that ball as early as possible before the ball's even thrown, you have no chance to even stretch out over. That's why they teach you have both feet near the bag. You see the ball's online, you stretch out right to it. If it's offline, gives you a chance to adjust your body and go and get that ball.
Well, the second run of the game for Liberty was scored on a misplay. It was a mental mistake at first base, miscommunication, and Potter didn't get over to cover. Now LaSalle perhaps with a rally. A runner at first, 2 outs.
And there's another first pitch strike.
And here is some signs of life here, right? After a little, we'll call it a small scuffle with home plate, with Werman talking to his guy, and then a controversial call there at first base. It feels like there's some real life in this stadium right now, and this is when things can happen.
Boy, there is a lot of room down that right field line in foul ground.
Ran out of room on that one. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one just missed. Maybe a bit high, maybe a bit off the plate.
Yeah, really, really close pitch there from O'Neill. Tough to take that one, but he's in the at-bat regardless.
The senior swung on and missed, and it was caught. D'Amico squeezes tight. Hayden O'Neill through 5, allowing just 3 hits and 1 run. Liberty with a 3-1 lead over LaSalle. 6 outs to go to send Liberty to their second state semifinal since 2017. Stay with us, folks, and we'll be right back.
At Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services. Whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups, at Meineke we do it all. And all services are backed by Meinike's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
We want to thank the folks that allow us to put these broadcasts on. Jim McLaughlin and Carrie Garin Boyle of the Carrie Garin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors, tremendous realtors in the Philadelphia area. They can help you whether you're looking to buy or sell your home. Feels like we say this all the time, but the real estate market is changing. It is hot. It's crazy, and you need professionals to help you through the process. Maybe you're looking for a second home, a beach home. They can help you with that as well. Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Garin Boyle, very committed to the LaSalle community, and we appreciate their support of us. And then E&M Insurance in North Wales, run by Chris Marr. He was the president of the Alumni Association at LaSalle, sent two sons through LaSalle, class of 1989. Does a great job for his personal and commercial property and casualty clients. If you are looking to take a look at your insurance, I bet you can save some money, and I know that you'll get better service when working with E&M Insurance and Chris Marr in North Wales. Visit them at eandminsurance.com or find them on Facebook. Top half of the sixth, Cole Kahanowitz. He has been excellent in 2 innings in relief, starting his third. On the outside corner, a fastball spotted in the low 80s, strike one.
Well, obviously, no margin for error for LaSalle right now.
Kahanowitz's second pitch gets away from Dom Martin, a ball and a strike. Your broadcast team here tonight, Bob Long. Thrilled to be here. Thanks, everybody, for the loyalty, both from within the Philadelphia community, and we appreciate the reach up here into District 11. Some great schools, some great fan bases. Thanks for making us a part of your evening. The 1-1 pitch misses high and away. Alongside me is Kevin Long, the state champion from 2012. He was a LaSalle College High School pitcher, threw a 3-hitter with no earned up at Medler Field at Lubrano Park, en route to that victory. And Bruce Badgley with us here as well, the man who is a hustler. He gets to high school events all over the place. If you haven't seen him, well, he'll be at an event near you soon. Go say hello to our buddy. Great job on the camera and in the analyst role. Here's the 2-2. Right up the middle, Hudson Taylor over there with two hands, over in time.
Great job by Cole there to fire in a 2-2 curveball. They always say you don't throw a pitch 2-2 that you're not willing to throw 3-2, because if you throw a ball there, you're going to end up in that situation. So a lot of confidence in that curveball there, able to get a weak ground ball to short.
Hey, I like that.
I like that too. That's the takeaway for me tonight.
You don't want to put yourself in that full count situation, so you might as well try to get him out on 2-2.
That one, a letter high fastball, just missed high, a ball and no strikes. And got him ahead of it a little bit there. Tommy Mason, the 9-hitter. The 8-hitter with that weak ground ball to shortstop. Important to get Mason here, Kevin, recognizing that you can turn over the lineup if you're LaSalle with nobody on base and knowing that you got a gauntlet coming your way in the 7th. That one he did go around. Strike two.
Yeah, as you said, 2 outs, nobody on with the top of the order up. Feels a whole lot different than 1 out with a man on with the chance to really get into the meat of that order. So this is a big at-bat here.
The 1-2. That one just high. It came over top of the zone. The Liberty fans on the prior pitch didn't like the check swing call, didn't think it was particularly close. LaSalle fans didn't like that call. I thought clearly high.
It does make it really deceiving when you have a sharp curveball like Cole.
This one lifted to right field. Brett Schneider on the horse for it, and it's a foul ball. It fell foul off his glove. A clear foul ball. Great positioning there by the first base umpire. He hustled out there to get in position.
Man, and I do not envy being that first base umpire there trying to make that call, because that is so difficult. It's not about where that ball lands. It's where Brett Schneider touches it. And when he's running full speed and that ball is coming down, that is really tough to tell. That is not a call I want to be making.
Yeah, thanks to this umpiring crew, the unsung heroes of PIAA sports.
Yeah, they sure are. They've done a nice job here tonight. And that one reached out. It will be foul.
We may see Brett Schneider start to shade that line here after those last two.
Well, and again, I think you also likely see Kahanowitz continue to throw fastballs. Last thing you want to do, Kevin, is slow something down to his bat.
Yep, absolutely. He's a little bit behind on this right now. Last thing you want him to do is just to run into a curveball, because that matches up with the speed of his bat.
Trying to blow past the 9-hitter. Here's the 2-2. He does go with the curveball. Nearly slotted it on the inside. It just missed.
Yeah, a good spot there by Kahanowitz, trying to brush him off the plate. Just doesn't quite come back over that plate.
Low-key, huge pitch here to the 9-hitter. 3-2 with one out in the 6th. Rolled over to third base. Great play by Overton in rhythm.
Looked like another off speed there, and 3-2 by Kahanowitz, showing a lot of confidence today in his off speed and his ability to throw it for a strike.
So he goes 8-9. Now he has to deal with one. And that is Braylon Gonzalez, the center fielder.
The center fielder, number 6, Braylon Gonzalez.
Yeah, Liberty still, you can bet that they're not comfortable with this right now. They're still looking to put one up. With the top of their order coming up, this is where they want to do it.
And again, that call at first looms large in that last half inning, because regardless of whether LaSalle scored or not, they're one closer to the top. Right at third, and that one snuck by him. Had some juice on it, and it gets into left field. You get to the top of the order, a little bit of pop.
Yeah, a really nice piece of hitting there by Gonzalez. An outside fastball, well located by Kahanowitz, but Gonzalez does a great job of staying back, not doing too much with that, and just putting it right through that 6-5 hole over there on the left side.
Kell will hold on Gonzalez at first with Spinosa at bat. Center fielder shaded slightly to right center, and shallow.
Gonzalez with a nice lead over there, and with the stolen base in the first inning, like we talked about last inning, this is an opportune time for a steal to get yourself in the scoring position with 2 outs, so don't be surprised to see Gonzalez go here.
Spikes that one into the ground, and again, Dom Martin does a nice job picking up the loose change back behind the dish.
Yeah, really has done a nice job behind the dish today. I have not seen many, if any, pass balls today. Doing a good job of keeping it in front of him.
The 2-0, and again low. Now the scouting report must be out on J.C. Spinosa, who sees 3 consecutive off-speed pitches to get to a 3-0 count.
Yeah, interesting that Kahanowitz would go to that on 2-0. You think you want to get back into this at bat, and you may think that Gonzalez is going at first, so maybe the thought is to throw a fastball, but regardless, starts him off with 3 straight curveballs.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like, who's going to dictate, what's going to happen? And obviously in that case, it was Kahanowitz who was playing away from the strength rather than to his own strength. I think he's got to throw hard.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think those calls are coming from the dugout. So following the coach's instructions there, they may have seen something in the scouting report that said off-speed heavy to Spinosa.
Kyle Larman now out to visit with Gahanowitz. The bullpen is completely vacated at this point. This is his game and his moment, and he'll have to deal with the center, the heart of this lineup. It'll be Reese D'Amico. He had the first RBI of the night, got the scoring started in the top half of the first.
Such a great experience for these two sophomores from LaSalle, getting some meaningful innings here in state playoff games. It seems like a very bright future for those two. You know, they've come out here and they've both competed well.
All right, he's got to dig in and gut this one out. With 2 outs, just no way they can allow another runner to hit the plate.
Well, LaSalle has hung in all evening long by stranding runners on base. There's another 2 on. First and second with 2 away. The 3-hitter D'Amico. 5 straight balls from Cole Kahanowitz.
And that runner on second is really taking a huge lead.
Second baseman over there, Gannon, trying to keep him close. The shortstop is very deep in the hole. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, he chased it. D'Amico fell for the off-speed. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, he'll be kicking himself after that one. I'm sure he was expecting fastball on a 1-0 count and ends up swinging at a curveball in the dirt. That's a big swing in this at-bat here when Kahanowitz has not thrown as many strikes as he would like to over the last couple hitters.
That one dropped in there, a curveball for strike 2.
It had to be obviously something that they've seen in the scouting report, guys, because it's been off speed all night for LaSalle, and not just with Kahanowitz, but with the starting pitcher as well.
Especially in the meat of this order here. It feels like they've been giving him a heavy dose of those curveballs.
Runners go, it's fouled away, and we'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And a smart move by Liberty there. We were just talking about it. The amount of curveballs that LaSalle has been throwing, especially to the meat of this order. 1, 2, 2 outs, good chance another curveball's coming, and a great chance to put the double steal on.
Will they do it again? Chance to tack on to a 2-run lead for Liberty. That one ripped into right field. It's down. Brett Schneider. They are waving the runner home. Kell cuts it off. Not in time. Liberty leads 4-1. Another RBI by Reese D'Amico. Just one of 2 players to get serious time on a senior-laden team last year. Comes up huge in the game's biggest moment.
Yeah, and a great piece of hitting there. Not trying to do too much with that. Gets another curveball. He's seen a lot of them in that at-bat. Was not out over his front foot. Stayed back and did what you can with that curveball. You punch it out to right field, and you get an RBI single for your team.
Now Hayden O'Neill. Boy, could he help himself out now.
Well, let's see if Liberty goes with the same kind of strategy, putting pressure on with maybe another double steal.
In there for a called strike 1. Painted on the outside corner with the 4-seam.
Yeah, good job by Cole there to get back with the fastball. Throw it right on the outside. Get himself back even in this count.
That one grounded, will get towards the hole. Hudson Taylor can't come up with it. They're going to send the runner again. A good throw, but not in time. It's 5-1 Liberty, advancing to third and to second. Those two runners. And a great jump by J.C. Spinosa, who scored from second.
Yeah, great jump indeed. It looked like Hudson Taylor may have had a beat on that ball. It maybe took a hop there as it hit that lip into the outfield, scoots out to the left fielder. And then just a great job of base running by Liberty to get on second and third. That trail runner on second realized that ball was going home. He goes to third, and maybe a little lax in attention at the plate there, and the runner from first goes to second.
And now a single really breaks it open, and that one was not tipped. I think it would have been tough for that runner from third to score, but that certainly got interesting. And Reese D'Amico, he understood the situation. He knows what it's like to be back behind the plate and thought about bringing it home.
Yeah, D'Amico, you can see him getting anxious over there at third. He looked like he was ready to go on anything in the dirt. He saw that ball was heading downward, but it was a great stop behind the dish.
Now a called strike two, and Kahanowitz is in front. Damage done thus far, certainly here in the top half of the sixth, but if LaSalle wants any real shot, have to shut the door here, keep it to a 4-run deficit, and leave yet another two guys on base. Can he do it? Here's the 0-2. Up the middle, and that one gets through. 1 run scores, and another is going to score standing. Liberty with 4 in the top half of the sixth.
And another really good piece of hitting by Liberty, just getting the bat on the ball, getting the ball out of the infield.
Yeah, really did a nice job staying with that curveball. He was able to punch that ball out there. Didn't have a whole lot of steam on it, but was able to find a hole right up the middle and drive in another 2 guys. Liberty getting it done here in the 6th inning.
With 2 out.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Bruce. All this with 2 outs. We had...
And they are going to have a chance at him, but it's thrown into right field. All the way to third base, standing on the misplay by the pitcher, Cole Kahanowitz. And Aiden Zabala certainly got away with one there, but now right back on third again. In scoring position are the Hurricanes.
Disheartening here for LaSalle. Had 2 outs, nobody on with the top of that order coming up. But as you had alluded to, Bob, it's a tough top of this order, and they have really showed out here, scoring 4 runs, potentially more here with 2 outs in the inning.
And this is Cole Kahanowitz's game. Emmett McLaughlin remains in the dugout. The bullpen is empty. And that's an appeal play to second base. Just looking to see if Zabala had touched. That one ripped into center, and it will fall. And a 5th run plates Zabala with a run scored. Gouch Quirk, another RBI, and it's 8-1 Liberty.
Liberty stringing it together here. They really found their bats here in the 6th inning, where we had a relatively defensive pitching battle here. Liberty has broken it wide open here in the 6th.
Quickly back to work, just missed off the inside corner with a first pitch off speed. Another one missed just high, another with that off speed. Looking to locate that one just below the letters.
Well, these Liberty fans are just, there's blood in the water for them.
Grounded up the middle. Hudson Taylor spins, finds the bag. Wow, that's a heck of a play.
What a play by Hudson Taylor there. Just to pick that ball up and then be able to roll yourself over to second base. Great play there by the shortstop.
It sure was as we get another look. But the damage done. That's 5 runs from Liberty. Cole Kahanowitz had come in and thrown 2 scoreless. He had 2 outs with nobody on here in the 6th. And Liberty then, the bats went to work. It's why they feel they're good enough to win this state title. And it's tough to argue when you got bats working like that the 3rd time through the lineup. You have Hayden O'Neil, the guy who played all of last year and was the ace to start this year. Had a quick respite due to some nicked up and injury halfway through this year. He's back. He's healthy, no doubt about that. And then the revelation of Noah Gouch Quirk. They knew he was good. They knew he could be something special. But the sophomore who got his first start in the round of 16 against Manheim Township after being out of the bullpen leading up to that point, all he's done is throw 43 consecutive innings without allowing a run. Kevin, I think you know this better than anybody. That's how you win a state championship, with not 1 but 2 guys that can shut the door. And when you got bats like these guys do, it's tough to argue with it.
Yeah, absolutely. With the way the PIAA playoffs work, typically if you pitch one game, you're out the next one, and then you're back for the following. So you really need to have those 2 guys that are lights out. That's what these teams do to get through. And, you know, if those guys can go the distance for you and you don't even need that bullpen and you've got a great offense, then that's a pretty good combo.
Boy, how quickly does Hayden O'Neill want to work? The umpire was waving him to stop his windup, so he just kind of re-rocked and got right back in it.
When you're in a rhythm like he is, he's given up a couple hits and a walk, another hit there. He wants to work quick. But a nice job by LaSalle there after a tough inning to respond with a leadoff hit and try to get something of their own going.
How big is that to start this inning? That is Dom Martin, the 9-hitter, turning over the lineup. Now a runner on first. The 5-run hurts if you're LaSalle, but the opportunity, and you have to do it now at the top. Dom Martin has to slide back there as Reese D'Amico thought about popping right back to first.
Yeah, that certainly puts a little bit of energy back in that LaSalle dugout. I'm sure Kyle talked to them in the middle of the inning, but I'm sure they were a little bit deflated after that. And you get a hit from the first batter, you're feeling a little bit better.
And now Dom Martin's in trouble, struggling to get back, and the throw, fortunate for LaSalle, goes all the way to the backstop. My goodness, nearly a base-running blunder. Take another look.
What an arm there from the left fielder. I mean, Martin was pretty far off the bag. You know, maybe not the situation to do that, but did not think he was in danger there. Did not realize the arm out in left field for Liberty almost gets him caught.
I mean, let's call it what it is. The ball beat him to first. If that ball is picked, it's a double play. Swung on, and it's a foul ball. Aiden Brett Schneider. Now, if anybody is going to lead the charge coming back, it has to start with this guy getting on base. An on-base percentage over 500. 427 average.
Brett Schneider has been their star this year, as you said, going on to play Division I baseball at Monmouth. Has had a great season, hitting well over 400. You got to get these hits one at a time, but it feels like this is the guy to start it up.
And Dom Martin again has to scramble to get back to first base, and does. One quick housekeeping item on that first pitch strike that was deemed a foul ball. I think Kyle Werman was going out to discuss with the home plate umpire the possibility of catcher's interference.
I believe so. It's really tough to tell with those when it's a bang-bang, whether it's a bat to glove or it's a bat to ball to glove. Really tough to tell. Ultimately, I think the umpire got it right there.
Yeah, and really the only thing you can do as an umpire, speaking from experience, is listen. That's all you're doing. You're not going to see that necessarily unless it's blatant. You're looking for 2 nicks.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And maybe if the first base umpire is looking close, you might be able to see that glove go down, but a really tough play to tell.
And a CNI single for Aiden Brett Schneider, exactly what the doctor ordered for LaSalle. Gets to Matt Gannon, the 3-hitter, the sophomore, with 1 home run and 15 RBIs.
LaSalle here in the meat of their order. This is where Liberty did it in the top half of the inning, and they're hoping to reproduce some of that same magic here in the bottom.
Yeah, they've got to get something going. They've obviously got 2 men on. Just a huge at-bat right now for LaSalle to get something productive.
Nobody up in the bullpen for Liberty at this time. If it were to be anybody, it would likely be one of 3 guys on the field right now, so that's not going to happen, of course. But it likely would be Jacob Rivera at first.
The interesting thing here, Bob, as we've talked with Bruce during the breaks, is
Gannon lifts one to right field, should be playable. Camping under is Zabala, who makes the play, and they're tagging, looking for third. It's thrown high. Fortunate there on the backup. Really good play by Hayden O'Neill. And Kevin, you work on that in spring training.
Yeah, that is a great job by the pitcher there, saving a run and saving that runner from first, moving up to second by backing that up. Just great fundamentals from a guy who's been doing this for a long time for Liberty.
How about these arms, though, on these fielders? My goodness. Tommy Mason, Aiden Zabala. Usually we'll say the guy without the Vladimir Guerrero arm would be in left field. We saw that wasn't the case with Tommy Mason, and Aiden Zabala uncoils one.
Yeah, maybe just sending a message here. If anybody's thinking about tagging up in the future, you may want to think twice with the arms that they have out there. Very, very impressive.
And O'Neill has really helped himself in the field, too. He's made some great plays off of the mound on, bunts or swinging bunts, and then that great backup there. I mean, that's important for a pitcher. You got to do it in the field as much as with your arm.
He's an athlete. There's no doubt about it, Bruce.
Yeah, we saw that play on the bunt earlier, looking super athletic, barehanding that ball. He's definitely got some athleticism. But as I was saying earlier, Bob, it begs the question, you need to win this game to advance. However, you have 4 outs left here with a 7-run lead. I don't know what his pitch count is right now, O'Neill, but if he stays below 75, he's eligible for the semifinal. Do you risk it? Do you have a guy that you trust to get a couple outs, or do you just ride him all the way? That's the question.
Well, it is an interesting question, as that one just missed for ball 2. You know that you have one guy that you trust, and that's Noah Gouch-Quirk, who may have played himself into what you'd call the number 1. Hayden O'Neill pitching excellent. Swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 and 1A. But again, if Quirk were to get into trouble, or if Quirk's pitch count were to get a little bit higher next game, who's the next guy to come in? Who's the 3rd pitcher? So to that, I understand. Don't know exactly where the count is right now. I know where that one, at least where Liberty thought it was. They were heading off the field, and quite frankly, it looked good.
Plays like that by a catcher are more detrimental than they are positive. Detrimental, and that you're not going to get that call from the umpire.
3-2, 2 outs. The runner at first will be off on the pitch. And that one's lifted into right field. That will get down for a hit. A run will score, and it's misplayed in right field. And they're going to keep him going. Here's a long throw to the plate. He's out. Brett Schneider is out. Kyle Werman is just going to move Brett Schneider out of the way. What a throw from Zabala.
We talked about it, Bob, right? We were talking about it on those couple of tag-ups and trying to get back to first. These corner outfielders have arms, and they really showed it there. Maybe not the best time to to try to run on that. You're down by 6. You need a whole lot more than that. You need a big rally. Not the time to be sending the guy home there.
That throw is unbelievable. I mean, that ball is 270 feet in the air on a rope, chest high to the catcher to catch a speedy Aiden Brett Schneider. It's a winning play. After a play where he misplayed the ball in right field.
What an important play for Liberty there, right? It's a 6-run game, but you've got a rally started. You got another 2 guys on with the 5-hitter up for LaSalle, and things may start to tilt in the other favor. You have a big play like that. You shut it down with a 6-run lead going into the 7th here. That feels a whole lot different for this Liberty team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all you did, with that one play is shift the momentum that was tilting LaSalle's direction right back at Liberty.
I want to tell you about our friends at Winning Search Solutions. Great spot for if you are an insurance company and you're looking to recruit your next hire. Call Mike Winning. He is a fantastic ambassador for LaSalle and a fantastic guy when it comes to insurance, recruiting, and hiring needs. Mike Winning can be found at mwinning@winningsearchsolutions.com. Look them up on Facebook and Google also. Appreciate them, their sponsorship of us. And then maybe you yourself are looking for a career change. You might need coaching. Call Patrick Donahue at FranChoice. If you are looking to get into the franchise business or otherwise looking for a career change, Patrick can help you through the process. Everything that he does, it's fantastic when it comes to developing a model for what franchise may work for you, and it's all complimentary. He's the best at what he does in the industry. We hope you'll give him a call. Look up FranChoice, and we appreciate you giving Patrick Donahue a call. Top half of the 7th, 3 outs from Liberty, finding their way back to the state semifinal for the first time since 2017 and only the second time since 2002 when they lost in the state final. And we teased it at the top of the broadcast, but District 11 as a whole looking for their first state title champion. Cole Kahanowitz continues to work out there.
I believe we got a pitching change here, Bob. I think this is McLaughlin.
Oh, beg your pardon. Yes, okay. Number 16 out there, Emmett McLaughlin. 11 appearances, 1 and 2 on the air with a 4.98 ERA. The 6 and the 4, a little tough to delineate here. Under the lights, boy, it's a beautiful night here in Boyertown now.
Beautiful night, beautiful setting. Fans out in the outfield. The right field has a nice little raised grassy area. A lot of fans bringing their chairs to watch the game. Fantastic.
McLaughlin beat the batter on that one. Late on it was Jacob Rivera. They go 8-9-1 due to the Hurricanes here in the top half of the 7th. And you may remember this is how they started the 6th inning. The first 2 were sent back to the bench. Not this time, though. A walk sends Rivera to first. But it was 2 outs to start, Kevin, and then the next 6 guys got on base. Led to 5 runs scored.
Yeah, top 4 guys in the lineup there, once they turned it over, all scored. Really made the difference in this game. Built that lead for Liberty.
Yeah, big shout out also to Boyertown High School here. This is our 2nd year here doing baseball. What a spectacular setting and what great hospitality.
It sure is. Liberty, 8 runs on 11 hits. No errors. LaSalle, 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Liberty 3 outs away, but looking to tack on more here in the top half of the 7th.
McLaughlin appears to have a little velocity here. He seems like he's a hard-throwing guy, just missing his locations a little bit here at the start of his outing.
2 balls and a strike. Nobody out here for the 9-hitter, Tommy Mason. Three balls and a strike. Popped up. Brett Schneider has a beat on it in right field, drifting into foul ground, makes the play as he approaches the track. 1 out.
I just can't get over how much room there is in foul territory down that right field line.
Oh, and Brett Schneider, he has had a workout in that area.
Yeah, quite a few balls where he's had to range over to his left. A nice job there, getting to a spot and making the catch, and not drifting too much to that ball.
I'll tell you what, these Liberty fans are still pumped up.
They're making themselves heard, Bruce. There's no doubt about it. 2 balls, no strikes. I would argue it's a slightly partisan crowd tonight as well. Good fan support from both, but Liberty brought some folks down here to Boyertown today. And McLaughlin again behind in the count this time, 3-0 to the leadoff hitter for Liberty, Braylon Gonzalez. The 1 seed out of District 11, the Liberty Hurricanes, 24-2 on the year. And another walk. They've only lost 2 games this year, guys, and they were both to Nazareth. Nazareth, of course, very good program there from District 11. Lost in the regular season. That was very early in the year. It was their 4th game. They won 19 straight and then lost to them again. And when the district playoffs came around, I think everybody breathed a sigh of relief when they saw them on the other half of the bracket. And Nazareth fell to Emmaus. I mean, sometimes a team just has your number. And, of course, Nazareth, a great team. To be determined, will anybody have this team's number from here until State College?
Yeah, and it's really, that's why these things come out to be the luck of the draw sometimes. You think about last year, by many accounts, Liberty thought they had maybe an even better team that ran into issues. They ran into a team that maybe had their number that day, and maybe here the script is flipped a little bit. They weren't expecting maybe as much success as they've had. Were able to miss Nazareth, get themselves into this state playoffs, and here they are now doing very well. They got 2 excellent pitchers that are mowing guys down for them, hitting the ball, and they've got themselves right in position where they want to be to finish the year.
Well, it still boils down, you talked about matchups, but, luck too with injuries. Everybody's got to be healthy for this type of run because, postseason baseball demands full roster participation. Okay, everybody's got to be on top of their game, not just 1 or 2 guys, not even 1 or 2 pitchers.
Well, we haven't touched much on this, but Tim Schuler for LaSalle, a guy who was hurt and is hurt and will not be able to return regardless of how far LaSalle advances in the state playoffs, was hitting .359 in 14 games, 5 extra base hits, a homer. He's actually going to Villanova. Only a junior will see him next year in the LaSalle white and blue. J.C. Spinosa steps into the box. 1 out here in the top half of the 7th. McLaughlin just missed on the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another one missed just high. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Just missing a little bit here, McLaughlin. Looks like he's got a pretty quick delivery to the plate. Maybe just needs to slow it down a little bit. Maybe a few too many moving parts and just get a little more consistency.
That's an incredible block by Dom Martin to keep that one in front.
Yeah, Martin has been excellent all day. Nothing getting by him to the backstop. Great job of moving his entire body over, getting his legs out there, getting his chest in front to actually put that ball down in front of him instead of facing the first base dugout and moving the ball over there.
That one was close, but called ball. Ball 4 sends Spinosa to first. I know we've talked a lot about your pitching exploits. Again, talking about Kevin Long here, a state champion in 2012 for LaSalle, a Patriot League champion for Lehigh University. So kind of got some tent poles into both of these programs here, and very appropriately wearing a Lehigh University shirt here today as Kyle Werman will come out. I believe that's the second visit of the inning, and so that will be it for Emmett McLaughlin. LaSalle goes back to the bullpen. But as I was saying, so besides those exploits on the mound, longtime catcher as well, Kevin. So
yeah, I had some work early in my high school career at catcher. We had a program loaded with catchers, and frankly, I was not as good of a hitter as I needed to be. So naturally, my last-ditch effort was to try the mound. So,
boy, very, very modest of you there. I'll say that.
Last-ditch effort?
Come on. What was your average your senior year? Maybe you shouldn't know that, but
I don't know. I only hit when I pitched. I didn't hit or I didn't DH or anything like that. I mean, we just had a really good team that year with a lot of good hitters. I wasn't one of them, so I only hit sporadically. But, you know, never got a consistent time at the varsity level until late into my junior year. So I felt very fortunate to be given the opportunity to try pitching and fortunate that it worked out for me.
I'll say it worked out for you. I'd say it worked out for LaSalle.
Yeah, we had a nice run in 2012. You know, a lot of great players, and you know, like we said before, you need 2 pitchers, and we had an excellent sophomore pitcher in Dom Cucci, who went on to play at St. Joe's University, was a 2-way guy, was our starting shortstop that year. Just had so many great players on that roster, and more so than you know, the players and what we did on the field. We just really enjoyed each other's presence and making that run and all of those bus trips and staying in the hotels together. I mean, those are the stories that we still talk about today, and we still you know, enjoy those memories more so than anything on the field. So, you know, what these guys are experiencing in this run and the highs and lows, it's nothing compared to the lifetime friendships that they've made and a bond that these guys will never forget.
And both these teams can certainly share that sentiment. One team's going to win, one team's going to lose, but a trip to the state quarterfinals, both these teams had to win a state playoff game to get here. Now, this is Alec Harkins. Harkins, a right-handed senior for LaSalle. 4 appearances. This will be his 5th with a 1.11 ERA.
Yeah, kind of a tough spot to be put in, but
6 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings.
Could be in his final game.
I wonder if they were crossed up there because that was one pitch, Kevin, and then Martin went out to go see him.
Yeah, it is always odd when you see that after one pitch. I think you are correct, Bob. That's really the only explanation there. When you get to these nighttime games, although you have the lights, the catcher's fingers are in the shadows of his legs, and it's sometimes just really difficult to see.
Spins a curveball just off the inside corner, 2 balls and no strikes. Nowhere to put him. Bases are loaded for Liberty. And it's the 3-hitter, Reese D'Amico. He's had a huge night.
Yeah, he has really helped this team out offensively. Got them going with a couple RBIs in the last inning, and has been swinging the bat well today.
And I'll say he saw that one pretty well, too. He did not miss that by much. Anytime it's fouled right back to the screen on the line, you know that hitter's on it.
Yeah, being aggressive on 2-0. Not sure what's going on here between the umpire and the batter. Have to assume that the umpire told him to stay in the box, and he did not. D'Amico not happy about it.
Well, this umpire's following him step for step here, and now he's going to have a discussion with the third base coach. Remember also, Reese D'Amico got in a little, we'll call it a dust-up, a disagreement, if you will, when Kyle Werman had a discussion with his hitter, D'Amico, the catcher, and went over off the dirt to kind of observe that conversation, kind of a Lance Stevenson type of thing. And now he makes amends with the LaSalle dugout.
For the very little controversy that we've had tonight, seems like D'Amico has found his way into most of it.
You're right. It's been a very clean game here thus far this evening. 2 balls, 1 strike. And now Harkins will step off. And the tension just growing a little bit here.
Absolutely.
Particularly in the stands, Bruce.
You're seeing, careers coming to an end, but you would think it would be LaSalle, but it's Liberty the one that's getting chippy right now.
Upset with the pace of play.
And that one should be out of play, and, well, it is. It ended up in the stands. So one runner scores there. It's 9-2.
For Liberty's sake, they're the ones that really need to keep their cool. You'd hate to see somebody get suspended a game.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right in truth, Bruce, but I don't think we're anywhere close to that.
I agree. It appears that it's more so the fans that are getting rowdy here, getting upset with the pace of play more so than the Liberty players showing any kind of emotion.
Agreed. So an intentional walk takes Reese D'Amico to first base. I believe that's his 4th time on base. He has had a heck of a day.
The pitcher, number 2, Hayden O'Neil.
And Hayden O'Neill. He could add some fireworks to this one now.
Yeah, although this seems like maybe not an important at-bat, it certainly is. We don't know where his pitch count is, but if he's able to hit a bases-clearing double here or something of that sort, we may not see him in the 7th.
That one was laced, and it missed the net out into the stands. Everybody appears all right. No balls, 1 strike.
As I say that, Liberty still with no action in the bullpen, so it appears they're willing to let O'Neil finish this one out and secure a win with the guy that has got him this far.
The infield comes in with 1 out for LaSalle. This now the 4th time through the lineup. And in the 3rd time through the lineup, they dusted LaSalle for 5 runs. Now back at it here in the 7th, just missed.
The fans wanted O'Neil to hang in there. Maybe not thinking the most logically. It's a 7-run game with your starting pitcher. Maybe he doesn't need to get hit by a pitch.
But you know what? They're really enjoying themselves, and Baseball fans are the best fans.
Hey, it's their lifetime memory, too. You know, forget about the players, the fans, too.
This one popped up. It will get out of play. Brett Schneider gave it a great effort, but won't get there.
I'm sure a lot of the fans have sons out there or obviously relatives. I mean, they're all standing.
It's a student section, Bruce. Here's the 1-2 from Harkins. That's just off the outside corner, 2-2.
Yeah, just off the outside corner of that plate there. Good job by Martin trying to frame that ball in just a little bit off the outside edge of the plate.
Just off the inside, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Infield remains in for LaSalle. Outfield also very shallow. Hayden O'Neill, the 4-hitter. Grounded back up the middle. Second baseman has it. Only has 1 play and will take it at first. That's Matt Gannon staying with it, getting the out at first. Another run scores for Liberty.
Good job not to panic, not to force that one into a play that can't be made, trying to get the out at home. Just take what you can get at that point. If you don't catch it clean the first time, just take the out.
Aiden Zabala with 2 men on. A 10-2 lead for Liberty in the top half of the 7th. Harkins delivers. Boy, changed the level on that. That's a really nice pitch.
Wow.
Yeah, it looked like he may have taken something off of that one. Looked like he had Zabala a little bit out in front on that.
And he fell off the table as well.
Exactly. My, oh my.
The 0-1 is in there for a called strike 2. Harkins, his 5th appearance on the year. Looking to leave 2 on and send this game to the last of the 7th. That one is hit deep to left field. Chasing the left fielder back. He's under it and makes the play with 1 hand.
Wow.
Tommy Convey.
A really nice hit there by Zabala. Looked like he got about all of that. Maybe got just a tad under it, but.
Great jump on the ball there by the left fielder. He literally had it all the way.
We go to the home half of the 7th. Liberty is 3 outs away from a berth in the state semifinals. We'll keep it right here with you. Your broadcast team, Bob Long, Kevin Long, and Bruce Badgley. Make sure to stay with us after the game. I will head down and get interviews with the winning pitcher and the winning head coach, whomever that may be. And if it is Liberty hanging on here in the 7th, we'll talk to a victorious Hayden O'Neill. But LaSalle, they have 1 more sets of at-bats here. And Brian Beccaro is in the on-deck circle. He is ready to go.
Well, I don't know how many of these dugouts you were in, Kevin, but I mean, you know, when you're down big coming into your final at-bat, I mean, what's going through your mind? What is that coach telling his team right now?
They're saying that this is it right here. They're saying that This is the last inning of your season, maybe your high school career, maybe your career in general. So we don't want to go down without making a noise at least. So let's go out there. You know, maybe you take a strike. Maybe you want to see if you can get ahead in these counts. But you're going to go out there fighting. You know, you don't want to take any third pitch strikes. You know, everyone on the bench needs to bring some energy right now. You need to get loud. You need to get everyone fired up because you have to believe that you can put up 8 or 9 runs here or it's not going to happen.
Another note before we get underway here in the 7th, the state finals will be played at Medler Field at Lubrano Park Thursday and Friday in the next, 6-7 days now. That's always a fun time. We'll be there doing the broadcast of the 1A, the 3A, and the 5A baseball games for the NFHS Network, the official streaming partner of the PIAA. You can subscribe and you can get all 6 games as that one's popped up and out of play by Baquero for one low price of $11. And in fact, if you have a team playing in the semifinal, NFHS may be carrying that game. You can get both games for one price and you get to hear us out there on the broadcast. So we're excited for that. Baquero laces that one foul, no balls and 2 strikes.
Interesting that the PIAA has changed in that, and over the past few years they've added classes and they've had to stretch out the state championships over multiple days, where previously the pitcher that threw in your semifinal would be eligible to return by the final, which is true for 3 out of the 6 classes, but not this one here, 6A. So if you throw over 75 pitches in the semifinal in 6A, you will not be eligible to return for that final for that Thursday game in the championship.
And it's a great point because they're flipping year to year. Last year when LaSalle, again, reigning 6A champions and trying to maintain that, Liberty trying to make that a moot point 3 outs from now. But LaSalle had that ability, playing on that Friday instead of the Thursday. Here's the 1-2. Baquero up the middle, got it off the end of the bat, over there in time for it, and a nice throw to first. That's Tate George, first action we've seen from him tonight, as he is the one who is designated hit 4, but makes a nice play for the first out here in the home half of the 7th. And that was really important for LaSalle last year because we talk about how important it is, Kevin and Bruce, to have 2 pitchers. Well, LaSalle, Ryan Marler, pitched in every single one of those games. Started 3, won 3, and pitched in relief in the one game that he did not start. So again, LaSalle, certainly they had guys like Kevin Kell, who had a fantastic year, but was injured by the time the playoffs came around. That one's in there for a called strike 1. By the end, it was Marler, and Bruce, you remember that run well.
Yes.
Marler stepped up in a big way. That won't be the case here for the winner of this one. It will have to be a different pitcher, unless that pitch count stays under 75, as Kevin mentioned.
Or unless you have some kind of a weather situation. Don't forget, baseball probably affected by weather as much as any PIAA sport.
The 0-2 is high and away.
And especially up at State College. I mean, I don't know what it is about the State College weather, but it's
swung on and missed, strike 3. That was the pinch hitter, Colin Kozborski. He goes down. Hayden O'Neil 2 up, 2 down in the home half of the 7th. And they are 1 out away from advancing to the semifinals for the 2nd time in 5 years.
Well, hats off. Hats off to starting pitcher Hayden O'Neill. What a great performance out here, both with his arm and with his glove.
Swung on and missed. Waved at there by Overton.
Yeah, really just a dominant performance from start to finish. Don't believe we saw maybe 1 walk from O'Neill. Was able to scatter 6 hits over 2 runs. Really, really nice job. Felt like he was in command from the start. Was throwing everything where it needed to be. And it appears he's finishing the game the same way he started.
Hayden O'Neill, 20 outs thus far, one more to advance. That one is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Liberty has 2 horses on the hill. Today, it's Hayden O'Neill's time as that one's fouled up and away. Swung on and missed. A throw to first will do it. Liberty High School back to the PIAA 6A state semifinals for the first time since 2017. Hayden O'Neill, a Widener-bound right-hander, a complete game, 2 runs, 6 hits. What an effort. And Liberty positioned as well as anybody as they continue this historic run through the state playoffs.
Really a masterful effort from Liberty from start to finish. We talked about it earlier. It seemed like they were ahead from the start. They left a fair amount of guys on, just weren't converting those opportunities early, but was able to get it done later in the game. They were able to push those runs across in the 6th inning. Credit to LaSalle for keeping it close up until that point. But Liberty really able to push those runs across and create that separation that they wanted. Not necessarily one that O'Neill needed, but they got a significant victory here by a pretty wide margin.
Well, the thing that that struck me was at the end of the game, there really wasn't any excess celebrations here by Liberty. Like, this wasn't the be-all to get-all. Like, they had been here before. That this was only part of a journey toward a state championship. Didn't you get that impression?
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree. Their goal was not to set out and make it to a state semifinal. Their goal was to get the whole thing done, and you can bet those kids are excited. They'll probably celebrate a little bit on the bus ride home, but, as the late, great Kobe Bryant once said, job's not done. And the Lakers were up 2-0 in their NBA Finals series back in, I want to say, 2004. And that's the way these guys are feeling right now. Job's not done. District 11 has never had a representative win a state championship. These guys have had many opportunities, many great teams over the past 20 years, and they think that they're good enough to go all the way. And with the pitching that they have and with the offense that they showed today, they certainly have a good possibility at that to go all the way.
All right, Bob Long down on the field.
Hey, thank you. We are here with Hayden O'Neill. Hayden, what a performance by you. Complete game, 2 runs. Tell me what went well out there for you.
Yeah, all 3 pitches were working, fastball, curveball, changeup. Reese called a great game behind the plate. I trusted, his calls. I just tried to hit my spots, and it worked out for me.
This is a team here this year that graduated a ton of guys last year. You and D'Amico behind the plate, you were the veterans who had that time on the field last year. What do you impart to the guys that maybe haven't had this experience?
Well, I've been playing with these guys for a long time. Little League coming up, playing with them, and I've known them a long time. I don't think too many people knew how good they really were coming up. And young teams sometimes they play a little immature, but I think right now we're all playing like veterans, and it's showing.
A lot of times in the PIAA state baseball playoffs, it's important to have those 2 guys on the mound, right? And you knew that you were the guy coming in, but now you have Noah pitching the way he is. What does that say to you? Is there a confidence level in that dugout with both of you? Of
course. Noah's great. He's incredible. He's a sophomore, hasn't given up an earned run yet. What can I say? I have the most confidence in him you can. I'm excited.
You guys, you're Third time through the lineup is when the game really broke open. 5 runs there, your third time through. What were you seeing there, and what allowed you to be successful?
Yeah, third time around through, you get a little more comfortable in the box, I think. Started seeing the pitches a bit better. Got our timing down a little bit, and we just exploded there. That's how you win games. You put up the crooked numbers.
You guys have had a ton of baseball history here. District 11 powerhouse. First state semifinal since the year 2017. How's that feel?
Oh, it feels great. It feels great to, especially to do it on the 100th year and keep, Liberty baseball's tradition alive.
Well, we wish you the best. We appreciate you spending a couple of minutes. Congrats on a great outing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Hayden O'Neill with us. Back to you guys in the booth. Great job up there, Kevin and Bruce.
All right.
Okay, I guess we have to just talk a little bit softer.
I think Bob is going to try to get another interview with Coach Andrew Pitsillos of Liberty. So we're going to try to fill some time here while he does that, while he gets that interview.
Yeah, with anything, it looks like Bob's heading back up here. So,
okay.
Look, the coaches, having done so many of these games, I mean, it gets a bit chaotic down on the field. Bob does a great job in actually getting his hands on people and pulling them aside, because when you're down there, everybody's trying to get a hold of the player of the game or the coach or whatever like that. But, kudos to Bob for, the effort that he puts in doing these broadcasts. I mean, my God, we're just, the booth is filled with notes, with stats, with quotes, with, equipment. I mean, just incredible. And, but it was great. Great interview down there, Bob. What was the feeling down there as you were, obviously talking to, the team or what have you, but your overall feeling of that team down there right now?
Oh, their feeling is confident, right? And I think we kind of hit on it. 2 pitchers that can come out and dominate and throw 7 consecutive innings, throw complete games. I think that's why he was out there. I think that's why he continued to throw regardless of pitch count. You want to get to the next round, then figure it out. And that's certainly what they did.
Yeah, that absolutely speaks a whole lot of confidence to Noah Gouch-Quirk. If they felt like they were going to need O'Neill in that semifinal game, you can bet he wouldn't have been out there in an 8-run ball game. They would have found someone else to try to get through that so that they could send him back out for the semifinal. But they feel confident in Gouch-Quirk, and if Liberty's able to pull that one off, they're well suited to do well in that championship game, having 2 stud aces like they do, that they can roll out either of them.
Well, I know we won't be up there broadcasting the 6A state title game, but we'll be keeping an eye on these guys, and that game will also be found on the NFHS network. Our colleague Eric Thomas, who always does an excellent job up there, he'll be calling the 2A, 4A, and 6A games, and then we're going to have the 1A, the 3A, and the 5A games. And at least coming into tonight, a couple of Philadelphia Catholic League teams were still in it. Newman Goretti was playing. Monsignor Bonner was playing in the 4A, and then Archbishop Wood. They have a tremendous team, lost in the Catholic League Championship to Bonner. They're going in the 5A. So the Catholic League carries on, but the story tonight is District 11, and the story tonight is the resilience of Liberty and just the talent overall of a talent-rich and tradition-heavy baseball program. Congratulations to Hayden O'Neill and the rest of the Hurricanes of Liberty High School. Certainly a deserving winner here tonight. Congratulations to the LaSalle Explorers on a 3rd quarterfinal appearance in the last 4 years of the Pennsylvania State 6A baseball tournament. They will relinquish. They will not repeat as state champions. There's a team in the other dugout there, Liberty High School, that might be very deserving. We'll continue to follow their road. We appreciate everybody that follows us as the year goes along. And the next time you'll hear us will be up in State College on Friday of next week for the 1A, the 3A, and the 5A baseball title games. That'll be on the NFHS network. Our broadcast team, Bruce Badgley, analyst and cameraman extraordinaire. Thanks, and great to have you, my friend.
Hey, it was a blast being here again, Bob. LaSalle and Boyertown, Bears Field here seems to be a regular occurrence here in the PIAA. But thanks so much for allowing me to be a part of this broadcast and, get an opportunity to watch some great high school baseball.
Kevin Long, great to have you on again. State champion, Patriot League champion at the college level. A great pitcher, and you brought us a ton of insight as to what's going on the Hill. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Bob. I'd be remiss if I didn't congratulate this LaSalle College High School Explorer team on a fantastic season. It didn't end in the result where they wanted to be, but another successful season where they competed well in the PCL and found their way into another state playoff situation here in the quarterfinals. This one is going to hurt for those seniors, but they will get through this, and they will be stronger for it. Great job to the LaSalle Explorers, and thanks again, Bob, for having me. Looking forward to joining you again in about a week up in State College.
So it's the Liberty Hurricanes out of District 11. Only one time in the history of the league. That's 1997. Catasauqua won a state championship, but it wasn't at the large school level. This would be the first time at the large school level that a District 11 team would bring it home. Still 2 games to go, but with Hayden O'Neill and Noah Gouch-Quirk, tough to say that this isn't a deserving team and can't make a run. For Bruce Badgley, Kevin Long, Bob Long here in Boyertown saying so long. Thanks for watching us on Bob Long Sports all season long. This will be our last broadcast of this school year. But, again, we'll be back on NFHS in a week for baseball title games. And then in late August, right back to high school football, having fun. And we appreciate everybody and all their support. Good night.